Mhm.
You don't do that. Um, Fans are just, I think they're going down the list of the whole season. They're mad that their $100 million quarterback didn't work out, and they're mad that we lost games we should have won. They're mad. It's just a combination of that, and then you throw this cherry on top with him mismanaging the time. I mean, I get it. I understand why people are like, yeah, get him out of here. But respect to the fans, it don't work that way, and they don't. They're not gonna give him. They're gonna give him a chance to recover and learn from this mistake. And if he don't learn from this mistake, boy, help him because hey, if he do something like this next year, which I 100% agree, and you'll probably ask it later in the show, Terry, but I 100% agree he's gonna be back next year. It's just the way of the world. We're not total ass. Like we don't have 4 wins and have everything we have. But if he does something like this next year, mismanaging the clock, losing a big game, then there's no coming back from that. That means you haven't learned from your mistakes. You haven't none of that. I personally think he should get a chance to rectify it, and I only probably mostly think that because I know he's coming back, and I know Arthur Blank is the guy that's just gonna be like, all right, get the hell out of here. First year, ain't too many guys got fired in that first year, but they played so goddamn bad. Only person I can think of right now, off the top of my head, is like Nathaniel Hackett for the Broncos. He was horrible, but that's a whole nother story. Um, but yeah, is he on the hot seat? The same thing with Kerry said. Yeah, with fans, yeah, they're fucking pissed. I'm mad too. Okay, it is what it is. I'm even madder that he didn't own it. Dan Campbell owns his mistakes.
Right, right,
Pete Carroll owned his mistakes.
right, right,
All
right.
these guys, all these legendary Super Bowl winning coaches, Andy Reid, he don't make many mistakes, but when he do make one, pretty sure he owns it. I can't think of one because Andy Reid is that's a great coach. Uh, these guys own it. They don't have the ego to sit here and say, I just seen Dan Campbell sit on the podium and say, "Yeah, I made a mistake there. Probably, but I believe in this team so much. I have so much passion in this team that I'm gonna go for it on fourth down." And that's just I like that. Don't sit here and get defensive. Don't sit here and get, my plans don't work. So I'm gonna sit over here and shit in my diaper and just be mad at the world because I'm tired of getting asked the same question about the timeout all week long. Oh my god, I don't know. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, please be a professional. Be a
Oh,
professional. People are talking about if I was ESPN, because I know ESPN don't give a shit about the Falcons, but it's okay. If I was ESPN, I would pull that tape up from yesterday and say that Rob was very defensive on his decision, and make a story out of it because that's not professional. And if they blew it up more, if more people blew it up, he'll see, oh, there. Maybe I did go off on them on the local radio station. They're just passionate fans, and they just want to be. They had questions, and I didn't take my I didn't take it on the chin. So you know, it's hot. The seat is warm right now because you can't do nothing like this next season. Fans will get over it. As much as it sounds, we'll get through it because right they gonna realize Ryan ain't going nowhere, and this is what we got to do. But he can't pull this stunt again. So that's my question. That's my answer right
hey, and I speak to nothing but truth. Gentlemen, in the chat and in the panel, we have my brother Chris A1 Forever from A
Yes.
Sports, as well as 95 North.
there.
Brother Chris,
Chris,
how you doing this morning? Welcome, family. How you doing?
Hey man, I'm a great man. Just leaving the gym, getting a good workout in, got that out the way, just handling some other things for the day, and then next thing you know, I turn on to for my ATL Sports One, and I see You guys up here talking about something I had no clue about, but I was under a rock yesterday. So,
Chris,
uh,
I'm
Yeah.
in the same
not
boat. I did not know about that interview until T. Will told me
right.
about it this morning. I turned it on and I had to pause it as soon as I heard that answer that I don't need to answer that. I don't need to do that. I was like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I would love to hear what Chris got to say. I know you got an opinion on this, brother.
Chris, did you hear the interview?
No, I did not hear the interview, y'all. I did not. I didn't know anything about it until you guys started talking about it this morning. Um, I didn't have a clue. Again, so it was just funny to hear you said that he was being defensive and all
Yeah.
that good stuff like that, and I'm just like, but why? I'm
I,
just saying, why are you being defensive unless you're just trying to be one of those the smartest guys in the room?
yeah. Yeah. I think look it. I think Raheem cares, but he's gonna have to humble himself. And you know what, guys, this is a good segue to transition. First of all, let me give shout out to my friend, my mentor, Mr. Jack Spade from One Time for the Fan. Jack couldn't join us this morning, but hey, we're with you in spirit, Jack. You know, we got three-fourths of the team here. We got myself, we got Miss Carrie, we got Bodie 3000, and of course we got Chris A1. And Chris A1 is family. So shit, we got everybody here.
Yeah.
Uh
My
Yeah.
thing is real quick, T. Will.
what you
I
got?
wanted to I want to touch on something that I heard Kerry say, and this honestly one of the reasons on why I feel like Rod will not be fired. Why I would feel like Rod will not be fired? First of all, yeah, we did give Arthur Smith all that time, right?
Right?
But at the same time, what relationship did Arthur have with Arthur Smith?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Zero. What relationship has he had with Raheem Morris? Plenty of years.
Yeah.
Right,
Raheem not going nowhere.
right,
Okay, Raheem is going to get a shot. Raheem is going to get an opportunity to right the ship, whether fans like it or not. I understand fans want a clean house. I even said I wanted to clean house before, but at the same time, it was just all emotions. You just upset at the time. Once you calm down, you'll be all right. And
Right.
once you have to understand that business just doesn't work like that.
Right. So I want to transition, right? We're going to get into some things today. First of all, let's talk about winds of change. I think we all agree Raheem is staying. So we're going to get past that. First year review. Guys, question for the panel. Did Raheem maximize the talent that he had? And when I say Raheem, I mean Raheem as well as Zach, as well as Jimmy. Did we maximize the talent or did we get the most out of the talent that we have? And we will start with Miss Carey. Your thoughts.
um, that's tough. I don't want to say no, but there's for me there's always room for improvement, right?
Right.
But so I'm not gonna say yeah he did for sure, but I don't want to say no either because Drake London had his first 1,000 yard season. Pretty sure we're the only team in the league with two wide receiver one and wide receiver two duo that has 5+ touchdowns and 950 yards. We need Mooney to get, I think, 30 yards or so to both have 1,000 yard seasons. Mooney's never had that. Or sorry, he might have had
He
that
had
one year. Yeah, he had
he
that
had it
one year.
once with Justin Simmons. I mean
Yeah,
Justin Smith. I mean Fields, whatever his name is. Shit.
whoever that guy is.
Hell, that brother. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Um, but yeah, you get the point. Like he's having a really great year. So for me,
Hmm.
um, Bijan is having an amazing year. I think he has 1,700 plus scrimmage yards. Um, for me, I think before the bye week, we were not getting the best out of our defensive players at all. I will say that much. I was not seeing any growth from guys like AK-17, Zach Harrison, like players that I was hoping to see growth in the pass rush since we didn't sign a free agent pass rusher besides Judon. I feel, or didn't draft one at 8. I feel we weren't really seeing much growth. It felt like even though Jesse Bates is Jesse Bates, he's an amazing guy, all pro. I feel like he wasn't getting like we weren't seeing even more than last season, which I know that's a hard comparison because he had a great season last year. But my point is that like the secondary, I didn't feel Simmons, we didn't really see much from him except the Chiefs game. I just feel like we weren't maximizing the count on defense, and I think that's because Ross said that he started having more hand in the defense starting at the bye week, which now we see. I mean, they have what over 16 sacks in the last 4 or 5
We
games. I
got
mean,
like 21 sacks in the last few weeks, man.
yeah, we're killing it. So I feel I don't want to say that that was on our defensive coordinator. That might have been Raw taking over with his defensive, experience. So defense, I mean, yeah, I guess recency bias, yeah, the last few weeks, but overall, I would say no. The first, two-thirds of the season, no. Offense, our guys are having their seasons, but I think the big part of it, it wasn't really the coaching necessarily, it was the quarterback play. I feel like Drake London, has been held back by the quarterback play, and he finally had a legit quarterback that could get him the ball. And then Kirk fell off the cliff. So unfortunately, so I don't know how to really answer that. Really, I don't think there's always room for improvement, but I don't think it was the worst. I think the main thing for me is the quarterback play, which now, when the quarterback play got bad, when Kirk started not being playing how he was, one touchdown and 9 turnovers in 4 games. I mean, your players are not gonna be their talent is not gonna be maximized when the quarterback is playing like that. So for me, the big thing is the quarterback play. Sorry, I kind of went off again.
Man, go off, y'all. Go off.
You are family. You are fine. You are fine. You are good to go. A1. Did we maximize the talent this year? What you thinking?
Oh, of course not. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not at all. We made attempts. Now I can't sit up here and act like we didn't make attempts. But I mean, again, I mean, I can have all the good intentions in the world. At the end of the day, it's all about action. And you know, what I'm saying, where's the good action? And we didn't have a lot of good action this year. Uh, we we had some bonehead plays. We had bonehead mistakes. We had first year coordinators. We had a coach that's been in the league for years but made rookie mistakes. We had a quarterback who's made rookie mistakes but's been in the league for over 13 years. It was just for about 11 weeks, it's really 12 weeks. It just felt like it was like something every week, just something different, just something just off, something that's not clicking. And then after the bye week, things started to click a little bit more. Maybe just like Kerry was saying, maybe someone did take over defensive coordinator roles. But my thing is, and we talked about this at the beginning, like you didn't have to go all rookie, you know what I'm saying, on your coordinators. It was guys like Brian Flores out there that could have made things a little bit more easier. All that stuff is hindsight. All I know is right now moving forward, this team is improving. We still have some mistakes to clean up. We still have some clock management issues, but that's on coaching. As far as like players go, I think our players are motivated. I think our players want to win. Um, we got a lot of decisions to make in the off season, though, y'all. I'm really interested to see what we're going to do in the off season. I still have uh, a small chance of hope, saying that the Falcons somehow, some way will make this playoffs. It's thin, but I'm gonna keep the hope just because I'm a Falcon fan. I mean, I got to, and I'm not rooting for the Saints. Respectfully, I'm just not built like that. I don't know who I don't know who are all the people who are DMing Saints fans and stuff like that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. To be honest with you, I'm
Yeah,
just being honest, man. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for sitting up here even trying to cooperate with a Saints fan with a Saints account. I'm talking to the Atlanta Falcons content creators. I'm talking to Atlanta Falcons social media accounts too. But don't be
right.
trying to negotiate nothing with them folks over there. Forget them folks. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win. Let's just go out there and take care of business so we can end our season at least on the highest note that we possibly can get. That's
Right.
where we at. That's where we at right now. So I mean, as far as maximize the talent, no, I know we did not. But at the end of the day, this is going to be like a system, a group of people that we're going to be seeing again. Now, maybe it's a change. Maybe it's a different offensive coordinator. Who knows? Maybe it's a new defensive coordinator. Who knows? But honestly, as much as this is going to be an unpopular opinion, I want continuity more than anything else. So maybe we have to give all these guys another year to see if they can be better than they were this year. If they were, then guess what? I'm saying 2015, 2016 all over again. And if they're not, then we have something else we have to talk about.
Chris, let's stay there for a sec. Because you just said something, right? And it's again something that I've been saying the entire time, and that is who are you going to replace them with, right? Because if you replace them, understand now you're starting over a whole new system, and I think we can all agree it takes about 2 years. As a matter of fact, my colleague Ryan from the Birdcage just came in. He was saying this the other night. It takes about 2 years for guys to get used to any system, right? So you fire Raheem, you bring somebody in. Look, you only got Algier and Kyle Pitts for next year. They're free agents after that. So while you have this nucleus of players, why not take advantage of that? And with that being said, we're going to go to the one, the only Mr. Bodie 3000. Bodie, did we maximize the talent?
All right. Let me start by saying, Jack Spade, the $20 I was paying you to do the roof, you'll have $20 if you would just finish.
Finally,
Don't
Bodie.
get on here. Don't get on here like don't get on here like Lotto and be a brokey. Okay. Anyway, uh, just to piggyback off the continuity, I took that word from what Chris said. The continuity was not there the whole season. I can think of one game, maybe two, but I definitely think of one game where the defense and the offense was both working with each other in sync. The defense will make a play, the offense make a play back and forth. Um, that is what we lacked. We had the offense playing great most of the first half of the season. After the bye week, it was a straight defense and the offense was booty. I, I mean, the talent is not being used correctly if both sides of the ball don't sync. That's how I see it. I mean, let's get real. Like, we had to sit here and endure that our after Kurt was sat down. Okay, we had to really get it going on offense. Our defense is still good. I will give it to our defense. Like they made a turnaround there, but I don't know where the disconnect was that made it to where the offense fell off a cliff and the defense is cool and it's just that's where we lack. We have to get Rod got to get those boys both going. Once that defense make a big play, offense come in rejuvenated and confident. I didn't see a lot of confidence, especially with Kirk Cousins. And I hope he gets it together or wherever he goes. But that was my biggest deal. That's what I mean by using your talent to the fullest potential. And you didn't because it was one or the other. One was lacking and the other was cool, and vice versa. So no, we didn't. We did not.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have two more additions to the show. Apparently, we have a star-studded cast today. So first and foremost, let me introduce our illustrious guest, Mr. Jack Spade, my mentor, man of the hour, Tower of Power, Mr. Jack Spade from One Time
Oh,
for the Fan dropped in. And hey man, that dude that's probably forgotten more than I will ever know in football, Mr. Ryan, the historian. Good morning, gentlemen. Now,
Ryan.
but before anybody says
Good
things, Jack,
morning. What's going on, everybody?
good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Jack. I know you don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna start with you, Jack. Did we maximize the talent that we have on this roster? Give me your thoughts, Jack Spade. You there?
Not that much signal on the roof.
Wow. Oh, both already. Jack, you there? Jack, are you there? Okay. Well, then you know what? We'll come back to you, Jack. Mr. Ryan, the historian. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed. How y'all doing?
We're doing well, and we're blessed. We're blessed to
Good.
have you, brother. So, give me your thoughts. I know you got something. Did we maximize the talent this
Well,
year?
well, before, before I say about talk about maximizing the talent, I saw the comment by Mr. William Amy that's in your chat. That's a crash out type of fan, and I say that because again, the game still has to be played. I'm not saying that it will happen, but we've seen stranger things happen in the NFL. You do have bad teams that win ball games. I'm not a New Orleans Saints fan. I would rather y'all pour gasoline on me and light me on fire and just let me burn before I ever root for the
I'm
Saints.
trying to tell you.
So
Preach.
at the
You
end
know,
of the
Ryan.
so at the end of the
I want to
day,
play.
so at the end
I'm
of the
trying to
day,
tell
the
you, y'all
game
ought to
still
be
has to be
ashamed of
played.
y'all too.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Woo!
minute. And at the end of the day, the game still has to be played or whatnot. And if you want to talk about being realistic, we've seen upsets happen with bad teams. So at the end of the day, instead of you crashing out and already sitting here trying to throw out the coaching staff, which you do on every show, you say everybody needs to be fired. You have to understand, as I said earlier, and just like my man T. Will said, you at least have to give it 2 years because it takes at least two
You do.
years for a system to come in. And players have to learn it the first year and then they have to execute it by the second year. It doesn't just happen in the first year like that. It does not. Now, Houston honestly ended up hitting lightning in the bottle, which was great. At the same time, you apparently see what's going on over there. We have many issues here in Atlanta that we have to address, period. So when you
Absolutely.
talk about maximizing the talent, we have not maximized the talent at all at this team. Raheem Morris could have came in here a little bit more humble, as I said last night on the show, and just said, "Hey, we have high expectations for this team. We need to figure out what our identity is, and we need to get some wins together. Don't just come in here writing tickets that your ass, writing checks your ass can't cash. That's just
Right.
what it is. You can't do that.
Making
You have
promises you possibly can't keep.
and you bring in. Like, think about it. You bring in a quarterback, and hell, Kirk won games for us. You can't sit there and deny that. But you also have to look at the fact that the offensive playbook is limited because of his abilities. If you noticed on that Sunday night game, we were able to do a little bit more because Penix is a little bit more mobile and is a little bit quicker in the pocket than Kirk is. It's just what it is. And I'm not taking away from Kirk because, hey, you got 13 years of where you did things, but you turned the ball over too many times this year.
Wait, yeah.
So my issue is this. We waited too long to put Penix in. I've said this. Defensively, we should have had a grasp on it, but the downfall of this team truly started. And I'm not even going to say full downfall. I'll say the collapse of this team started when we lost to a Seattle team by giving them
Yep.
life to get back. And then you lose to a New Orleans Saints team that was 2-7. And we've had piss poor clock management, not just in that Washington game. It's been
Season.
all year.
All
It's
season,
been
man.
all year.
Absolutely.
And competence, and this is just my thing. Common sense isn't so common. And when you talk about incompetence, we've had incompetence in the leadership position, not only just the coaching position, but what I'm saying is we've had it from the top, from Rich McKay on down. Everybody's got to take blame for this, period. When you sit back and you pay $180 million to a guy that's coming off an Achilles injury, regardless of the experience, you have to really take into account of okay, he's a guy that people like in the locker room, but can he produce?
Can you
Can he
produce?
produce at that high level? If he does not produce at that high level, you have to cut bait. You have to cut bait because the last thing he needs to do is lose his locker room in year one. Because all these guys want to play in the playoffs. You pretty much saw the frustration that Drake had. You understand what I'm saying? At the
Oh
end of
yeah,
that
you
game.
seen them.
So we have to move on. We have to get a little bit more talent here in Atlanta. We just have to be smarter with what we do. We have 5 picks this year. We have 5 picks this year. Guess what? You're going to have to get your scouting department to go out and look at guys that you can get off the undrafted side of things, from HBCUs to Division II schools. and so many other places where you can get jewels of players because you're not going to be able to draft all the top spots. So you gotta at this point in this year, this is where your scouting department comes into this is where your scouting department comes into play. That's pretty much all I got when it comes to personnel in the front office, Terry. I appreciate you letting me on because again, it's just frustrating, but at the same time, we have to be realistic in year one. Honestly, we had a
Right.
chance to win this game. I mean, win this division, this weak division we were in, but we fumbled the bag. It's still a slim chance that we get in if the Aints find a way and luckily win, which we've seen stuff like this happen before. But hey, for the realistic side of things, we don't see Tampa winning. But hey, those are still professional athletes on that team. You got guys trying to make a roster next year. You don't know what's going to happen. So that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. I just wanted to come on for a quick sec. Hey,
Well,
William, I
real
see you,
quick,
man.
real
I see
quick
you Sunday.
before you get out of here, Ryan, I'm gonna ask a question and I'm gonna make a statement too. First statement is we don't know exactly how the tragic and egregious events in New Orleans is going to motivate the Saints. By the way, you never know; they may want to go out there and win this game for the city of New Orleans. It
Hmm.
may not even have anything to do with us. We don't know how that's going to influence, the New Orleans Saints. That goes back to the point of what you're saying about you still got to go out there and play the game. And then also about the scout team. How do you guys on the panel feel about the scout team just going back, let's say, to 2017 to now? Do you guys feel like we've been really maximizing on the talent? Have we been picking the right players? Like all that stuff. Basically, I'm asking, do you guys trust the scouting team moving forward?
No, I
That's a good
we got
question.
to get some we got to get some fresh blood in there. We got to get some people that have ties, not just with the big time schools or whatnot that we draft out of. As I said before, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. Start going to these HBCUs. Start going to these smaller schools where guys can actually ball. Understand this. I got a Hall of Fame candidate when you look at DeMarcus Ware that came out of Troy University. You look at Drew Pearson out of Tulsa University when he was a quarterback that was undrafted and became one of the Dallas Cowboys' greatest receivers of all time. Hell, Kurt Warner, which is a Hall of Famer that played in 2 Super Bowls. I mean, need I go further? There are so many ways that you can find diamonds in the rough, but the problem is until we get somebody in there that is competent and that understands that you got to get up off your ass and start going to these different schools and recruiting and not just looking at the newspaper clippings, it's going to forever be the same mediocre type of BS or whatnot. And we got to stop recruiting these church boys coming here. We need to get some people with some look, might have an arrest or two on their record or whatnot and bring them here.
Look,
Tired of these old
I'm
soft
glad you
church ass
said that.
boys up in here.
I'm
And
glad
I'm
you said that. I'm glad you said that. I want to interject real quick. Um, I love team captains. They're great. They're leaders. I get it. But god damn it, you have to go get that guy that might have that damn first round talent. But he been arrested for stealing crab legs out the lunchroom.
Oh,
Or
Well, see, the
he
Falcons
been
will. I don't
be
think
a
that
thing.
Falcons will ever do that, though. That's the thing. They care
that's the
so much
thing.
about the
That
character.
and,
Like,
and
yeah,
that's
they
the
care
reason
about
why we're
character.
always
Bro,
and that's the reason why
family,
we're mediocre.
family, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We do not like the guys who will get in trouble, who have been in trouble. My thing is, I look at it like this. I'm not even trying to be funny, but I really believe, and I know what has been said on record and everything like that, but what I'm saying, I don't believe everything that everyone says. I really believe that the reason why Jalen Carter is not an Atlanta Falcon is because of the incidents that happened down there in
One
Athens.
thousand percent. One
oh
thousand
yeah,
percent.
I'm
agreed.
sorry. There's no one or nothing that's gonna make me believe anything different.
Remember,
I
B,
love Bijan Robinson, but we had Tyler Algier. We had somebody that broke Willie Andrews' record as a rookie for a rusher. I understand how dynamic Bijan is. I am happy Bijan is an Atlanta Falcon. I'm happy that Bijan is being successful here in Atlanta. But I'm just saying, just taking a step back and just talking about keeping things on topic. That's the reason why Jalen Carter is not an Atlanta Falcon. If he didn't get into anything, man, that man would have been wrecking things on Sunday left and right. But that's just my personal opinion. I just don't feel like we're gonna go get and there's nothing wrong with going to get the choir boys, the good men, the all that stuff like that. But if anybody has ever been through anything and made a mistake, it's like the Falcons is like, oh, you ain't coming to Atlanta with those mistakes.
Well, have the
And
right
that's why,
leadership.
and that is the
That's
reason why we will always be mediocre in a lot of ways because we're not going to bring the great talent in here. You're worried about the other stuff, and I bring it up. You look at Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's had a couple of troublemakers on that team, and guess what? He's kept that Pittsburgh organization winning. They might
they
not be
got
winning
one now.
championships right now, but they're consistent. Another coach is Sean McVay. Look at the year they
Yeah,
won the Super Bowl. Look at who they brought in.
yeah,
You bring in Jalen Ramsey. You bring in Von Miller, who has some issues as well. You got Dante
Mhm.
Fowler, who had some issues off the field at one point, but they won. You're
Right.
gonna win
Man,
ball games with
man,
ball
that
players.
Dante Fowler year with the Rams got him paid with us.
Exactly.
I'm not
So,
feeling this way. He's over
so
there at the
until
Commanders doing his thing.
and
yeah.
and here's my thing, and it's not. And Ted, what's going on, man? It's not just UGA players. It's football players in general. It ain't just UGA players because guess what? We haven't taken any players that have any kind of questionable past or anything that might have happened. So, because I'll be honest with you, hell, it's some Tennessee boys that we could have took defensively, but they had some questionable issues off the field. We
There
passed
you
on.
go.
We
Yep.
passed on. It's not just that.
Yeah.
We pass on guys that's got problems.
Yeah. George
And
Pickens.
thank you.
Yep.
You pass on
Facts.
George. You pass on George Pickens or whatnot. I like our receiving core right now, but if you add him to the receiving core we got right now, come on, man.
We go crazy.
I gotta give you pushback on that. Pickens is a head case. No, thank you.
Bro, I don't care. Pickens is a football
Hey,
player who gets
well,
on the
put it this way:
field and it
Mike
gives you
Tomlin's keeping that
production.
check.
Mike Tomlin is over there controlling that personality. It's on coaching, bro. It's on leaders of men. Are you a
Okay.
leader of a man or not?
But
Point
Chris,
blank
T.
period, T.
Will,
Will. We can't
no,
we
T.
gotta take the
Will,
pacifier out that time, man. Are
but
you a
Chris,
man,
T.
a
Will.
leader of men or not?
but to
He
push
doesn't.
back on that statement, at the beginning of the show, we were just talking about how, since this clock management issue with Raw, it's like he takes it too personal. He doesn't want to own up to his mistake and just
Right.
say, I messed up. I'm going to do better going forward. He was
Mhm.
on the 92.9 The Game yesterday saying, you know, you guys, you're just woe is me, and I don't need to answer that why fans should believe in me. So to me, like you're saying, coaching, are you a leader of men? I don't know that we'll get the same production out of Pickens here in Atlanta that Mike Tomlin's getting, because clearly our coach is having an issue so far this season with just owning up to his mistakes. So how are we going to expect him to hold players accountable to their mistakes?
Hey, now
But
that's some
Karen,
real spill
A1,
right there now, Kerry.
Agreed.
but A1, but
Agreed.
here's the thing, and I got to answer this and push back on T. Will. T. Will, when has George Pickens been an off the field issue? He's never been an off the field issue.
In an
He's
interview,
been an issue on
he
the
was
bench because no, he's
clear.
He's
never
a
had he's
competitor,
never had
fam.
problems off the field. He's on the
He's a
field
competitor,
because he's
fam.
so competitive. It's a
Here,
difference. He's never been a problem child off the field. You can even look at his record. He's never had issues. The thing that pissed people off was the fact that he got in that situation with Georgia Tech's Pat Swilling Jr. when he threw him into that wall and also squirting water on a player from Tennessee. Those are the only
Yeah.
two issues that you've seen. Let's be
no,
honest. Other than
he's
that, the kid is a dog on the field, and not just because he played for Georgia. He
he is
plays with what we want in Atlanta.
he is a dog, but there have been some instances on the field in Pittsburgh where he's done some dumb stuff. That's neither here nor there.
He's just immature.
I
He's just
mean, I
immature.
mean, I
Oh,
mean, yeah,
okay, so
it
I see
has
what. Hold on,
been.
hold on, hold on. So I guess you're gonna say that about Mean Joe Green, who's a Hall of Famer, because he was a
Nah,
head case just like no,
I'm
no,
not.
no, he was a head case just like him. I'm just saying,
I'm
if you're
just
gonna say
saying.
that, you got to look at a lot of great players. They've got fist fights on the field. They've done awful things on the field.
I mean,
Hell,
look at
I
Lawrence
mean,
Taylor.
Right.
exactly. Lawrence was a crack at it.
What I'm saying, guys, and this is just my opinion. It's one thing to have things spill over on the field. He's getting interviewed the other day, and they asked him about something Coach Tomlin said, and he was very demonstrative in
Mm,
agreement. And that is tantamount to disrespect. And I don't want that in my locker room. Look it,
I can respect that though.
if
I can
you can
respect that.
for crazies, good for you,
Same,
right? And
same.
let me tell you something. Mike Tomlin is a special individual. Very special. Mike Tomlin is one of one, right? But there ain't a whole lot of Mike Tomlins walking around. And I got to be honest, I don't want George Pickens in my locker room, not just because of what he does, but if you are defiant to me and I allow you to do it, then the second string receiver who sucks is going to feel like he can do it too. At a certain point, you got to have respect, right? And look it, I don't want to get off on that tangent because Pickens is a talent. And if you this is more so about the Falcons locker room. It is about leadership. I don't think we have the leadership in place to handle a Pickens. I don't. But that's neither here nor there. We got to stay on schedule. So, gentlemen, I want to ask something to the panel, to everybody. Did the personnel decisions that Raheem made affect the team's success? And when I'm asking specifically in two scenarios. One was Kirk Cousins, and two was Koo. And the fact that Koo was hurt and probably needed to be on the IR 5 weeks before he was, and the fact that we probably should have gone to Penix 2 or 3 weeks before. And give me your thoughts on that. And Ryan, we'll start with you. Give me your thoughts. What do you think?
Yes, that's obvious because we could have had that kicker that got cut by Kansas City right here in Atlanta if you'd have put Cool on the IR a little bit earlier. And that possibly could have helped us out later in the season because we've lost games because of missed field goals and Cool was hurt. But you step out on the field, guess what? If you got it, you play with it. And then when you talk about Kirk Cousins, I gotta honestly say yes. And the other thing that we gotta start holding accountability at this point, I know Bijan is a talent, but here's the thing: you didn't use Tyler Algier as much as you could have this season, and really would have put us in better positions to win ball games. Because in that Washington game, Algier should have got that ball just as much as Bijan did, and we could have won that game by controlling the clock. But again, personnel decisions come down to not just your head coach; it comes down to your coordinators as well.
It's a good point. Uh Bodie. Bodie 3000. Personnel decisions with Kirk and with Cool. Did they impact us negatively? Did we wait too long? Give me your thoughts.
I mean, absolutely. Just to piggyback off of the kicker thing, um, you you definitely could have you let Cool kick in games where he was clearly hurt and he was shanking them field goals. Just left and right, just shanking them. I don't know what the actual excuse is to let him play, but there's so many kickers. It's crazy. I play fantasy football. A lot of kickers got hurt this year. It's kind of weird. But you you gotta take advantage of the fact that okay, this guy's not healthy. Sit him down. And then you sign Riley Patterson. I about to break off into another tangent in the Washington game where you know that Riley Patterson's career long is a 54 and you let him click at 58 and thought it was good. Talking about he kicked 63 yarders before game. Okay. Anyway. Uh um but yeah, I watch a lot of news. But yeah, that was a bad move because that you don't let a player play hurt or even play bad like Cousins. Cousins was bad. You let him stay out there too long because your pride and your ego wanted to make this $100 million project work, and you wasn't thinking about the team. You was thinking about just making your ego work, and that's not the way. I don't give a damn if you pull him in the middle of the game and he starts the next game. Do something. Do
Bodie, let me ask
something.
you a question. Do you feel like the actual decision to bench Kirk Cousins for Michael Penix actually came from Raheem Morris and the coaching staff or higher up?
Good point.
Right.
Good
Man,
point.
that's a great question. I feel like there was that pressure from the higher ups to sit him down because, like I said, as we've seen, Ra's ego is enormous. I mean, he has the big. He walks around like Rasheed Wallace, big balls. He thinks he got big balls. It's so
Shout out to
bad,
Rasheed
like,
Wallace,
and
man.
it's
We
a
got a Rasheed
detriment.
Wallace reference.
Yeah, you damn right. I'm a real Atlanta fan. You know, he played one
Ball
game
don't
with
lie
us.
too, by the way.
Anyway,
Ball
So
still don't lie.
Diddy, L.
it
Diddy,
still don't lie.
man.
Um, yeah. So that's a great question. I really think that there was pressure on the fans. Gave the higher ups pressure. The higher ups talked to Ra, and I think they made a decision. That had to be the case. I mean, I don't know how long you was gonna keep letting them play, or maybe the plan was he played that Raiders game, he throw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, and we back in this thing, baby. You know what I'm saying? But no, he was ass in the Raiders game. So
Mhm.
let's be real. That pressure, the higher ups gonna have to step in when they see the organization spiraling. Like, play the
Facts.
guy we drafted early. We playing him. We
Right.
paying him money, and he's learned. He's learned. He's had time to sit, watch the mistakes, put him in, and
Yeah,
it'll open
man.
up your playbook a little more. So,
I,
yeah,
I
that's a
really
great
believe
question.
that I really believe Arthur Blank, and I'm just I said I'm just joking how I'm saying this, but I really believe Arthur Blank called Raheem Morris and said, "Look, do you see how he's playing against these Raiders? If you don't put my rookie in, you can go ahead and find you a job on Antonio Pearson's staff. Why you out
but
there?
you know,
Why you
A
out there?
one, A
You can
one,
go
you
ahead
know
and do
what's
that. You
crazy
know what I'm
about that
saying?
whole thing?
If that ain't what you're trying to do, go
A
ahead and
one, I
ask
got this.
Antonio if he got a spot on his staff right now. If you don't want to start my rookie,
Hey, Bodie, I got to agree with you on that wholeheartedly.
Oh wow.
Wholeheartedly.
Man,
Oh wow. Miss Carey, how you feel about it? Did we wait too long? Did it impact our play? Did his inability to go to bench Kirk quicker and put Koo on the IR impact us? Give me your thoughts, Miss Carey.
Oh, 100%. I feel yes, Kirk fell off a cliff, right? With his quarterback play. Who had arguably his worst season as a Falcon. I mean, he missed three field goals against the Saints. For the first time in his career, he missed three in a game. For me, you can you can blame the quarterback play, you can blame the kicker, you can blame whatever you want, but at the end of the day, the head coach is the leader of the team. So for me, he's the one in charge, he's the one making the decisions, and quite frankly, you sit there and you decide to just keep trotting Koo out there when he's been on the injury report, when he's saying that he changed his stance, when he's saying that he is playing hurt through a hip injury. Um, c- Quite frankly, I feel that Koo should have been benched and we should have signed a guy off the streets for a kicker after that three field goal miss, one block, two misses against the Aints. That's 9 points right there. We lost that game by three, and that game is what started the spiral, four-game losing streak. So for
yep.
me, yes, 100%. So quite frankly, this whole season, in my opinion, is on Raheem. I mean, I still like Raheem and I still support Raheem. I hope he turns it around, but my main thing is he has to get rid of that ego because, quite frankly, you look at his win and loss record as a head coach. You have no reason to have an ego. You have not proven anything. You have
Fact.
not won anything. I mean, yeah, sorry, he has won a chip with the Rams, right? But
It
my
wasn't
thing
his
is, as a
roster
head,
though, Kerry.
right, and he wasn't a head coach. So for me, as a head coach, you have not proven anything. You need to humble yourself. And quite frankly, you were the one in charge for this downfall of this Falcons team. Kirk Cousins, I get it. Optics, you pay this man 90 plus $1 million guaranteed. You were hoping and praying he would turn it around because of what, the how Rock kept saying he's won us games, he's won us games. So I'm hoping he turns it around to win us games again. I get that. He's banking on those Bucks games. He's banking on that Eagles game. But for me,
Mhm.
you see that he's losing you games. Like he's literally the reason why you're losing. I mean, 9 turnovers, 1 touchdown. Like you're gonna lose games. We talk about all the time. You gotta win the turnover battle. He's losing us games. You have to bench him. I'm sorry. I don't care like ego or not. Like That's just what it is. For me, Raw is so loyal to his players, whether that be Kirk, whether that be his coordinators. When you see something is not going right, as the head coach of the football team, you're losing football games. You need to figure out the solution and you need to act fast and turn things around. You got to put the logo and the team above coordinators, above players. I'm sorry, wins come first. The Your job and the franchise should come first. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so for me,
Yep.
yes,
Carry.
100%. It's all on Raw, really. I mean, yeah, you can blame Kirk a little bit, but I feel like you can blame Koo. That's easy outs. For me, it all comes down to who was still trotting them out there, who was not making it a point to go sign a kicker and bench Koo. Hey, you're injured? Okay, get on IR. We can't be having you lose us games against the Aints and a team that's only won 2 games who was on a 7-game losing streak. How embarrassing. We're the ones who broke that streak. Yeah, so for me, 100% it's all on,
Hey, Carrie.
Coach Brown.
But
I
remember
agree.
this: Raheem didn't build. Remember this: Raheem didn't build that Rams defense. That was
Yep.
built by
Well,
Wade Phillips. So
that's
he
why I said I was
inherited
like
the
that wasn't his
defense.
He
team.
inherited
Just,
it, yes.
just wait
Yep.
a minute. Just like he also inherited that Tampa Bay Bucks team that he was given
Right.
that job to because they fired John Gruden. And
Right.
honestly, I said everybody and T. Will, me and you talked about this last time you came on the show. I told you, I said if it was any direction that we should have gone, I was standing 10 toes down with Steve Wilkes. That was my guy. Because if you can
Absolutely.
get the best out of a Carolina team that loses their head coach in the middle of the season,
Right.
ironically, we had the Marcus Mariota on the ground throw game, but
Hmm.
you look at it, they were one game out of the playoffs. He goes to Frisco, and literally that defense was playing lights out. You see what happens when they
Went
let
to the
him go
Super
and
Bowl.
how bad they falling off. I said
Yeah.
it
Right.
was either going to be Steve Wilkes that you get that holds players accountable as well as holding himself accountable, and it was one other guy
You
that
do
I
it
mentioned
again.
that everybody didn't, that a lot of people didn't even think about, and you agree with me on this. I said Lovie Smith should have got a phone call. Lovie went to a
Oh,
Super Bowl with Rex
absolutely.
Grossman
That's a fact.
and
Yep.
literally been at a situation where he holds players accountable, and the man got a track record of actually knowing how to win games. He'd have
And they
bench Kirk
and he
after that
did not
second
get a
win.
fair shake at all
Thank
in
you.
Houston.
Thank you. Lovie Smith
Yeah.
should
And,
have gotten
and
a call because guess what? If
and
we'd
I
have put Lovie Smith here, I guarantee you the division would have been ours with this weak division we have. And I guarantee you Penix would have been starting probably by the middle of the season. I promise you
and
that would have
and
happened.
and piggyback off of holding players accountable. I think I don't know this to be true, but from what I see from the outside looking in, Rod wants to be liked. Like he'll ask y'all, cool. Think you good this week? Cool. Be like, I'm good. I ain't. And he ain't good, and he out here. You have to make a decision for these players.
Hmm.
You.
Right.
That's
That's
why
what I mean
you
by
are
the
the head coach.
Yeah.
relationships.
The
He's
tough
very loyal.
decisions.
He's very loyal.
Exactly. Exactly, Carrie. You
But
have to
that's
make
Loyalty,
the tough
power.
Okay.
decisions when the players
loyalty gets
they're
you beat.
emotional. I was to
Ask
say
her.
the players are emotional. They don't make the best decisions for themselves. You sit here and tell
Hmm.
them, okay, yeah, Cousins would have kept throwing picks and kept playing bad if you let it happen. You took too fucking long to take him out the games. You took too long. So you have to make these decisions, whether you liked or not, whether the player don't like you because you made the decision. It don't matter. Make the decision.
Hey,
Yep.
That's how.
Right.
Bodie, ask Kirby Smart how that loyalty is going with his best friend and his
With
offensive
Bobo,
coordinator right
with
now.
Bobo. I
Exactly.
know. Oh my God, don't get me started. Can we do another show?
It's the same.
Can we do another
It's
show?
the same thing. It's the same thing with Raheem Morris that we're seeing. Bad clock management and loyalty to people that he doesn't need to be loyal to. You have to understand that this is a business. As Jerry Glanville once said, NFL stands for not for long. You won't have a job that long if you continue to keep making rank amateur mistakes like that and not trying to be funny. And I got to say it. You're a black head coach. You don't have much leeway to fuck up. Excuse my language, but it's just the truth.
That's the real.
You don't have much
That's the real.
leniency to mess up because guess what? It takes a long time before another one gets in office because they love retreading people. So you have to understand, take the most with this opportunity that you have with the talented roster and go win games. I'm out, bro. I gotta roll. I
I
gotta
was
get
gonna
back
say
up
I
into
have
the
to go
job.
too.
Tell them where they can
Yeah.
find you.
Well said, Chris.
Hey, catch us. Hey, catch
Tell them where they
me
can
and the
find you, brother.
magnificent. Catch me and the magnificent Birdcage crew at the Birdcage LLC YouTube, 8
Yeah.
p.m. on Saturdays. Sundays, the pregame meal for the fans to come in, and after every game, either the party line or benediction. We've had too many benedictions this year. Hopefully, we'll have a party line on Sunday. I'll check you guys there. Appreciate you having me on, and much respect to all the panels. And please hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed, and hit that like button because these great content creators put out a lot of great detailed information and they take time out of their lives and personal relationships to keep you guys entertained. So please, please, please
Yes,
hit that like
sir.
and subscribe button. Love you
Bye,
guys.
Ryan.
Peace.
Thank you.
All
Love you
right,
back.
then, Ryan. All right, Ryan.
Yeah,
Well,
Sorry, guys. I stayed a little longer than I could because the conversation has been so great. I just want to say thank you to everybody on the panel and in the chat for supporting us. And this has been a great show. So, unfortunately, though, I have to get off even though I don't want to. So, I
tell them
hope you guys have a great
All
day.
right.
Let's end the season with a
all right.
win. Bye,
Keep
guys.
being great,
All right,
Carrie.
now take it
Thank you.
easy.
Appreciate you guys.
all right.
All
All right.
right, fellas. It's just us guys in here now.
Hang on. I'm doing
Just us guys in here now. All right,
big,
man. T. Will,
hold on.
Bowden.
Big
I've
low.
been.
Big
Oh,
low.
bit low, bit low. We got low skin boy around here. What you doing, man?
I'm just shouting them
Run the
out.
world, Bo.
So, so guys,
Yeah, man.
little shift here. This is really what I wanted to get to
Okay.
because this is really what keeps me up nights.
Oh,
Okay, if I'm being honest, this is what keeps me up nights. Okay, because
this what grinds your gears?
this is what
That's what
grinds.
chaps his ass.
Hey, let me say something. Because there are two ways to look at it, right? So all season up to the bye, we were playing back too far. We were passive. We were bend but don't break.
Oh,
And all
God.
in 2 weeks, we come out and we're getting the most sacks in the league, right? Now
Mhm.
Yeah.
on the one hand, and I'm being transparent here, guys, because this is the meat and potato of what I wanted to discuss because it took me somewhere that I didn't expect it to. So here goes, right? Because they say an intelligent mind can consider 2 points that are diametrically opposed, in other words, on opposite ends of the spectrum,
Mhm.
before you make a decision. So here goes.
Mm.
On the one hand, you wait until the bye week. You didn't do it in week 7. You didn't do it in week 8. You didn't do it. You did it in the bye week, which was week 11. And you come at the best pass rush in the league, right? So on the one hand, you're stubborn. You wanted to do it your way, but on the other hand, you are a freaking genius if you could put this together in 2 weeks. Just imagine if you've done this all season. We might have 56 sacks.
Mm.
So my thought process is A, yes, you're stubborn, but B, look at what you can do, right? And then the
Yeah.
other thought is, were you trying to let Jimmy fix it himself? Were you coaching the coaches, so to speak, and trying to let Jimmy find his way out of it, which is a part of your responsibility? You're not just developing the men on the field, you're developing the coaches, right? And your
Yeah.
Yeah.
dilemma as a head coach is not just, are my players doing well, but how are my first time coaches doing?
Mm.
I'm grooming them, I'm growing them. And
Right.
sometimes you got to look at the logo and say, me growing them is hurting the team. I got to take over. But when I really think about it, he did a great job with the defense. So, if for nothing else than his ability, because make no mistake, guys, we have the best pass rush in the league the past 5 weeks. We've got 16
Yeah.
sacks. We had 10 coming out of the bye.
I'm about to say we got more than that now. We like in the down there
We
in the
got
20s.
we got 20. No, we have
Yeah.
31. I'm sorry. We have 31. We have 31. Uh
Yeah.
Able to You were there on that show when I said, "Hey, fact or fiction? The Falcons get 35 sacks," and I believe
Mhm.
everybody but me said fiction.
Yeah, I know. I said fiction. I feel like they were gonna get 34, but shoot, that extra. And honestly, they took one away from us. Really, I forgot the sack that Abracady had got was negated by the D'Angelo Malone penalty.
Correct,
So they did take
Jeez,
one from us.
correct,
that's that's tough.
correct, correct. So, guys, I'm gonna turn it over to you. How do you feel? Because to me, this is why I keep Raheem if I'm Arthur Blank. But I really want to know how you guys feel about, and let's look at the entire year. Let's look at how he managed the defense and what he did. And Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Give me your thoughts.
Oh man, to be honest with you, it's one of those things to where again, and I said this weeks ago. I feel like Raheem Morris is trying to be his mentor. He's trying to be Mike Tomlin. A lot of people call
Yeah,
him Dan Quinn, and I do see similarities in that, you know what I'm saying, because being around Dan, and Dan was a good coach, Dan was a good personality, all that stuff like that. He just said some things toward the end of his tenure that, you'd be like, what are you talking about, man? But either way it goes, I just feel like Raheem Morris wants to be similar to Mike Tomlin, building his own stables, having his own coaching tree, things like that. How do you do that? You have to let guys go out there and execute, make their mistakes, get their lumps, coach them up, and all those things like that. I just feel like this season, in every aspect, the Falcons just waited too long. They waited too long to change things in the defensive schemes. They waited too long with this bend and don't break defense just because we were 6-3. I said this on our show back when we were 6-3. I said that's cool that we 6-3, but we still got these areas on defense to where we're giving up too many points, we're giving up too many yards. Third down is atrocious. Red zone is atrocious. But everybody was saying, but we're 6-3. Okay. But how did that work out for us? Still, next thing you know, we're getting injuries, we're getting interceptions, we're not scoring touchdowns, we're getting field goals, we're missing field goals. And then it's just a debacle after debacle. Like I said earlier, it seemed like every week it was something, and you didn't make the changes on defense to help maybe counter some of those things that you're going against until after the Denver game during the bye week. You come out in the Chargers game, the defense deserved to win that game. But what happened? It was the offense. For me, I would have benched Kurt after that game because 4 interceptions is just inexcusable. One of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that one that it just seemed like he just died in the air and it was the pick six. That one was pretty bad. But the one that just did it for me was the one where Bijan could have smacked him and kept running, and he was
Yeah,
standing right there next to him, and you just loft it in the end zone. That's not a 13-year
it's
veteran. That's not a 13-year veteran mistake. That's
Drew.
right there is a rookie type mistake.
You
So
threw it.
again, the theme for me this year was just the Falcons waited too long. Waited too long on defense, waited too long on offense. Wanted to see sample sizes instead of just being definitive and just being direct and just saying, look, this ain't it. And ain't nobody fit to cost me my job. Ain't nobody fit to have me this, and ain't nobody fit to have me that. But guess what? Also, we have to remember with first year coordinators, not only is he trying to build something like he's Mike Tomlin, he's also doesn't have to worry about any one of these coordinators taking his job either.
Yeah,
mm.
yeah. And let me now. So since you went there, A1, do you think that? I promise you, I'm not being messy. But you went there. I wouldn't be doing my job as a podcaster if I did not ask. Do you think that was a part of the selection process? In other words, some of these guys with no experience.
Yes, yes. I said, bro, I said this around the bye week. Around the bye week, I went out, I went up, and I just said it because that's just how I feel. Like at the end of the day, like I'm looking at what I'm seeing with my eyes. I'm analyzing it with my eyes, and I like to sit back and I like to think and I like to try to put scenarios together. And it's just for me, I'm just like logically, it makes so much sense because I'm just saying, like, for example, Brian Flores came in here, Steve Wilkes came in here with Raheem Morris, right? And let's say we have the season that we still having, but a bright spot is the defense because of Steve Wilkes, right? How many Falcon fans would be calling for Raheem's head on behalf of Steve Wilkes?
Oh yeah, a
Ain't
lot.
nobody calling for Raheem's head, but and let's put people are saying Jerry Gray, but we don't know if Jerry Gray wants that head coaching job or not. I don't know. But the thing about it is we know it ain't gonna be Jimmy Lake. We know it wouldn't be Zach Robinson either.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's also kind of like giving you an extra year or two into the deal on whatever you're gonna get to because you are building this staple. You are trying to build a staple, but you don't have to worry about your job either from either one of these coordinators. Isn't you think about it? You look at all those coaches outside of Jerry Gray. Who is a threat to Raheem Morris to take this job from him?
Nobody.
Just saying, guys.
Nobody.
Just
Nobody.
saying, guys. Perspective. Just saying, perspective.
All
So yeah,
right. 43,000. How you
yes
feel
sir.
about it? How do you feel? Did we wait too long? What does it for you? The fact that we waited too long, or the fact that when we did make the change, we're knocking it out the park? We're getting sacks left and right. It's sackapalooza. Holy crap! I think the Falcons just got another sack. So give me your thoughts on
All right. Well, it wouldn't. Oh, it shouldn't take um somebody who's been making the same mistakes. We've been getting the sacks for 11 weeks to get it right. That's just so much of the season has gone by to actually, you know, be able to make a change like it's just so much that they could have salvaged. And just imagine having better defensive play, having better pass rush, and having Kirk Cousins get the ball in the red zone more. It would help for his confidence. It would help for the team's confidence to know that we punching it in, getting turnovers left and right because we getting sacks, we getting stops. It bleeds into the whole dynamic of the team itself. That was my thing. Pass rush, they sitting here. I remember Ross said stats were for losers.
it.
Yeah, there's 10,
Oh
10
wow.
sacks. The stats is
Oh
for losers, huh? Okay. 10
wow.
sacks. That stat, it made us a loser inevitably because we were 6-3, then we ended up on that losing streak. Stats are for losers. Not believing in the sack stat. Look where the hell it got you. Like, let's get real. Like, it's just ridiculous that they took it took too long for everything. Took too long for the quarterback, like you said. Took too long for the defense to switch it up. Should have been implementing all of that earlier. Week 6, I should have seen new damn packages. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? You know it was bad. I don't give a damn how good we playing. You always looking for improvements. I know that's what Ross says in his interviews. They're looking to improve on this, looking to improve on that. Even after a win, we're looking to improve. Are you? Are you? I need to know because I can't tell. I can't
Mm,
tell. I
mm.
really can't tell. So it's really like you got to practice what you preach. You can't have, and I will stand. I will die on this hill. His ego is the biggest I've ever seen from a head coach. I mean, I don't know other people's situations over the years, but good God, how long does it need to go wrong for you to right the ship? Okay, like how long you need to hold on to that damn timeout? I guess forever. He still got the timeout, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this. He still got it. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe he can cash it in for some Disney dollars or something. I don't know what the hell. Anyway,
oh wow.
right? It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous that you let so much of the season go by, so much confidence lost. It got to the point. I'm sure by week 8, they like, damn, we can't get to the quarterback. The effort, all of that matters. It all matters, and it's trickled down. It's such a domino effect that if don't nothing change, I think the players ain't gonna tell you. At least they should. They should speak up too. But the players ain't gonna tell you all the time. And like I said before, the players don't know. Not to say they don't know what's good for them, but you're supposed to be the coach and put them in the positions to be that. You running the same thing. They be like, man, this shit don't work. Everybody been picked up on it, but shit, they don't want to change it. So I'm gonna go through the motions. Be a leader. Own up to your shit and make the changes.
So let me ask you guys a question, because everything that you're saying is true, but it speaks to ability to recognize winning, right?
Hmm.
Because there's an
Hmm.
art to winning, right? And I say this not that I've ever, and first off, shout out to 82 Monte Carlo, Carlo Wiggins. Carlo, how you doing, man? Uh, look it. There, I'm not a professional athlete. Okay. I played in a lot of rec leagues when I was younger. A lot, a lot, a lot. I won 5 championships. I won 3 in football, 3 in flag football, 2 in softball. And one pattern I noticed about winning teams is they were connected and everybody knew their jobs and there were no big egos and everybody accepted their role, right? And when the coach had to make a decision, the coach made a decision in the time it needed to be made, right? And I feel like that is something that is, they say most leaders are made, not born, right? I think Raheem is an excellent motivator, or he wouldn't have been selected as a head coach. But his head coaching radar needs to, his timing as far as when to be humble and public opinion needs to improve.
Uh-huh.
You can be arrogant in the background, but when those cameras come on, you got to know how to turn it on. You got to know how to be humble. You got to
Well,
know how to whatever they need you to be in the moment, right? There's a scene in Black Panther, because I'm a Marvel fan and I love movies, so just oblige me for a second. There's a scene where T'Challa, the Black Panther incumbent, I'm sorry, the next Black Panther, the son, is speaking to his father T'Chaka, and T'Chaka says, "You are a good man. You are going to have a hard time being a."
because I ain't gonna lie, not all leaders are good men.
Correct. Well, I think what he's saying is there's a time to be ruthless,
Yep.
time to be kind, there's a time to be forgiving. And you have to be all things to lead a nation. You have to be
Yep.
whatever they need at that moment. And to lead a
And
head
everybody
football,
can't do that, bro.
correct. Correct. To lead a head football team, you got to say, "Hey, cool, I appreciate you. I know the owner loves you, but you got to go." After that, New Orleans got, look, it's something's going on. You got to go, right? Kirk, you're into your what? 2 games in, Kirk. We got to talk, man. I look it. I know, right? But we got to save the season. We got
I'm
to
sorry.
do it.
I'll never forget how cool looked when he kicked that ball and he started jumping up and down because he did not know where it was going.
You know where it was going. Exactly. Exactly. And so these are the things that as a leader, your senses need to hone, right? And the problem is I don't know that Raheem this year was prepared for that, because as Kerry stated, Raheem is loyal. Oh, gentlemen, we have a special guest that just jumped in here. Mr. Big Low Country. Welcome to the show, Big Low.
What in the
Lowski
world, man? What's
boy,
going on
what
with
in the
y'all, man?
world?
Y'all doing all
Happy
right?
New Year, boy. I ain't heard of what in the world both sent last year.
What's going on with y'all, man?
Hey,
Hey
man,
man.
all good. We're happy you joined us. So, Big Low,
Hey,
I'm going to
man.
ask you. I'm going to ask you right off, rapid fire. We waited 11 weeks before we made this change on deep, whatever you want to call it. What they say, Raheem is more involved, which
Uh-huh.
basically means Raheem is giving him a template of plays to call. Look, if this, do this. If this, do. He probably gave him like a not a PowerPoint. What do you call that? Oh shoot, not Visio. Visio. He gave him like this. If this, do this. If this, do this. If this, do
Uh-huh.
this. and it's working. And we've gotten the most sacks in the league in the past 5 weeks, right? Now,
Yes,
some
sir.
would argue you waited too long. Some would argue that you're brilliant for doing it. Give me more. What are your thoughts on that? Just give me your naked thoughts this morning. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I got a question for all of you gentlemen. What group of people say that stats are for losers?
I would say not winners.
Obviously, I would say people who don't know what the hell they talking about. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, the answer is in the question. Losers say
Loser.
stats are for losers.
Yeah.
Look, man, Raheem Morris wanted to show everyone that he could do things his way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a situation where it didn't work. And the thing is, and I put this in the comments a little bit earlier, Raheem Morris was coaching like a man who knew that he was going to keep his job no matter what he did. Now it got to the point where like defensively it got so egregious that, my 5 year old niece was asking me, why are they playing 10 yards off the ball? How can you stop them if you're so far away from them? So it got so egregious where it was getting to the point where it was like, hey, this is embarrassing. But if it was up to Raheem Morris, and if all of you fine gentlemen and everybody on Facebook and on Twitter and everywhere else, all the people mumbling in the stadium wouldn't have said anything, Raheem Morris would have still been playing that soft, you're in Arizona, I'm in Utah defense against all in every game.
Damn. I don't know, man. Some of them games, bro. I feel like we was in Atlanta, and the offense was in Atlanta, and the defense was definitely in Canada.
look, look, Bo, I mean, so, but it's amazing, Terry, because it's kept me up at night as well, because it's like now, okay, now you want to make the change,
Right.
because it's the same thing that goes with the quarterback, situation. We wouldn't have had no chance to win that game in Washington in DC on Sunday night if Kirk Cousins would have been the quarterback.
None
Then
at all.
it got to the point where it's like it got so egregious, everybody was everywhere saying, "Hey, like you got to make the move." All the national pundits were saying, "Hey, it's time to make the move." And it got to the point where it's like it would have been embarrassing if they would have tried to Kirk Cousins out there again. So, moving forward, Raheem Morris, it's kind of like, and I know a lot of y'all young Thundercats in here never listened to the Donnell Jones "Where I Want to Be" album, one of the greatest R&B albums of all time.
Say it
But
again. Say it
one of
again.
the greatest R&B albums of all time. But in the interlude, Donnell Jones was arguing with the girl. He said, "You do what you want to do in this relationship." That's who Raheem Morris is. He does what he wants to do in this relationship.
And then with the rest of us, have to suffer for it. I
Yes.
just I just think it was real crazy. You guys had said it earlier, T. Will in the show, and I was listening to you guys. Coach Raheem really didn't even want to answer a simple question of how can the fans, you know what I'm saying, what can you say to basically motivate the fans to say, hey, look, I know it's been a tough time, it's been up and down and all the stuff like that. That was a perfect time for you to speak to the fans and just really just bear all. It was your time to really just be accountable. It was your time to just go ahead and not necessarily in saying that you lost the fans, but to win them back over, basically. And you fumbled that too. You
Exactly.
fumbled
Because
that too. It's like you got defensive, and I'm sorry, when you got defensive, you grew a mustache, you had a ball cap on your head, and you sounded like Arthur Smith.
you had a tight upper lip. You sounded like Archie Smith. You started answering questions before people finished asking the question. I
Yeah.
mean, because look,
Just
if
I
it
just
get
been through that. I just been through that with Arthur Smith.
yes, because like look, if we keep it a buck, guys, think about this. We blew a huge opportunity because we were in a position where we could have went to the playoffs in a season where we were predominantly healthy. Yes, we had some injuries, but Drake London stayed healthy most of the season. Bijan Robinson stayed healthy. Darnell Mooney stayed healthy most of the season. All of your big name guys, Grady Jarrett, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, all these guys stay healthy, and you literally blew at least 3 games because of your stubbornness.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, I think. See, you know what? The ironic and sad part of this is, I think Raheem is brilliant. I really do. But the problem is, Raheem thinks Raheem is brilliant. And there's an old adage from the dope game that says, "Don't get high off your
On
own."
your own supply.
Hello.
Honestly feel like Raheem is feeling Raheem. And look it, you had an opportunity yesterday to just humble yourself and say, look it, I shouldn't have called that timeout. No matter what I was thinking, I had my reasons. It doesn't matter. We didn't win. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the fans. I apologize. Be patient. We are driving. Look at Raheem is a very articulate man. He could have spun that into a way that we were all like, "It's all right, Raheem. It's all right." Folk just want a little bit to believe, but his ego wouldn't let him do that. And my concern is going forward, that's not gonna play. If you've had 2 winning seasons, if you took us to a Super Bowl or an NFC champion, maybe you can talk that noise. Maybe you got, but this is your first year, and we were 6-3, and we are on the precipice of not even making the playoffs. Raheem, I'm gonna need an order of humility and a side order of uh, you know, just drop your head a little bit, Raheem. I need some ownership. I need
The
some
only
accountability.
thing Raheem gonna give you is that timeout he still got from that damn
Oh
game.
wow.
That's the
Oh
only thing.
wow. Oh wow.
Raheem Raheem need to approach. He should approach that situation like a married man.
Yeah, it's your fault no
He,
matter what. I'm sorry.
exactly. Like, look, my bad. I was wrong.
Right.
Y'all was right. That's what
Right.
I should have done in this situation.
And it's over. And
Exactly.
it's over, but instead, his ego just won't let him do it. And guys, this brings me to our next point. The crescendo of the show, right? Did Raheem's refusal to call a timeout end our season? In most cases, it probably did. I'm going to read you the quote, and this is what Raheem says. And this, in my humble opinion, this was the start of his downfall. I love Raheem. I think Raheem is brilliant. I'm rooting for him. I hope he gets it together. But you cannot do stuff like this. So he says, in hindsight, it could have been a decision or a better decision to take the time out, but I wanted to have the opportunity to move up there. And he said it so laissez faire, so late Sunday afternoon, so devil may cry. Like, honey, you know what, Kim? Do you want some Triscuits? Let's go get some Triscuits and have a picnic and just drink some wine and curl our toes. Like, there was not a care in the world. Like, he just did not cost us the playoffs.
But
Raheem,
see,
I love you, but you're tone deaf as hell. You are
man, that
tone.
man ain't tone deaf. That man ain't tone deaf. T. Will. That
He
man.
definitely not.
That man know what he did. He just trying to gloss over it. You
That's
got
it.
you got two types of people when you play spades because we all know what people who renege are. You got two types of people who play spades. You got one, especially with black folks. You got one person, they'll be like, "Yeah, hey man, look," they'll joke about it, and then you got, they'll joke about act like it wasn't that big of a deal. And
Oh
you also got that person who like get defensive, be wanting to fight. Like, don't be trying to fight me. Don't get upset at me
wow.
because
Like,
you're
well, show
reneged.
me the book. Show me the book then.
Show me
Huh?
the
You
book.
gotta
Show
show
me
me
the
the
book.
book.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Show me the
look,
book.
right, he literally did both of them.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. And look it. Oh my goodness. Um, I've heard his reasoning, right? Because he said he wanted a four rush look. He didn't want to be in a cover zero. And I get it, but you're talking about 16 seconds and 2 plays. And even if you call a timeout right there, you got another one. So you should be able, at minimum, to get off 2 plays, right? What I think he won't say is, I was afraid that if we gave the ball back, to Jaden Daniels with 10 seconds, we lose. That's what I think he won't say, but that's what I
That's
think.
crazy work. That's
Guys,
crazy work.
we got to talk about this clock management. Big Low, give me your thoughts, brother. Let's go.
I think Raheem Morris took those 2 timeouts to the flea market on the east side to get one of them grills.
Mm, mm,
That's what I think,
Oh
T.
wow.
Will.
Oh wow.
I
mm.
think I think with that other timeout that he left in the first half, I think he found out he could have got white gold instead of gold. You know,
Oh,
you
that's
can
what it
get
was.
10
He
of the
wanted
white
that plat.
gold.
He wanted that
Yeah,
plat.
that's it. That's it.
Mm.
Man, but yeah, I think it was a situation where a lot of the calls that he made this year made us miss the playoffs. You know, not changing the defense up earlier, missing with Cool. I mean, if it's a situation where the man's hurt, don't keep trotting the man out there and making him kick the ball more because that goes to show that you don't care about him because yes, people play hurt all the time, but a kicker is a different type of position. You know, if I have a broken finger as a lineman, like yeah, okay, I mean, I'm willing to continue going with that. But if I have a hip issue or a back issue as a kicker that's affecting the way that I'm doing things, I mean, that's going to affect him long term if he continues to do all that. So, I mean, you keep trotting the man out here. You know he's not, able to kick the way he normally does. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Like Kerry said, we could have won that New Orleans game. You know,
Mhm.
there's so many games that we could have won if we played just a little bit better defensively. So, I mean, I feel like Raheem is the reason why we're not making the playoffs. Not just the game on Sunday, but 7, 8, 9 weeks ago.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Mm.
Uh,
Hey, one.
well,
Give me your thoughts.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, Raheem kept 5 timeouts on Sunday because he didn't call any in the first half either, and we possibly could have scored a touchdown. We could have seen, man. It was just if you would have had better clock management in the first half as well, but that second half is just inexcusable. Like it's just at all. Um, you had 2 timeouts when Darnell Mooney made the catch. You could have called a timeout right then. I understand you don't want them to go into this coverage and that coverage, but I'm sorry, man. At the end of the day, I believe in my guys. And if I'm the head coach and I feel like we're gaining momentum, we're driving down the field, I'm still gonna believe in my guys like I've been believing in my guys the whole game. We have 36 seconds left. I'm calling a timeout. I don't care what the commanders are calling because I
Right.
believe in my guys. I believe that Zach Robinson is going to be, if they do come out in the cover zero, I believe Zach Robinson is going to call the right play to get our guys in position. And you still have yet another timeout. You could have just got the kick closer. You could have got the kick closer. And also, how about this? If you are worried about time, you still had the control, and you still had the timeouts to control the time because you could have let it roll down to like what 3 seconds left, and then made the kick and just said, "All right, we're either going to win it right here or we're going to overtime." That's what timeouts give you. But at the end of the day, you didn't call any of them, and you let over 20 seconds go off of the clock by trying to get everybody to the line and everything. 20 seconds. And 20 seconds, shoot, if somebody want to roll a different defensive line out there, they got the opportunity because you're not calling timeout anyway. They can still do. I mean, did you see what Notre Dame did to Georgia? Had everybody thinking they were for the punt and then ran the offense back
Yeah.
out there. Georgia had to run their defense back out there. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
That can be done in the NFL. So my thing is like at the end of the day, just talking about this particular game because Low already don't talked about all the things that has happened like this year. We can pick games. We legit can pick games to where like decision making held us back from the playoffs, not just from the head coach, but from the coordinators as well. But it's going to fall back on the head coach because guess what? Those are the guys you hired. So again, man, clock management has been bad. Um, Decision making on the play calling has been up and down all year, and now we're in a situation to where we were 6-3, and then after being 6-3, we went 2-5, and at least one of those. I got to go back to the Chargers game. The Charger game is the game. If you win that game, we're having a different discussion about this Sunday, even if you had lost that game against the Commanders. So you still going back to past decisions on if you would have did this or if you would have did that on, you know what I'm saying, if you would have called this game better, if you would have pulled this quarterback. It leaves room for so much to be said because we're in the situation that we're in now. And again, I'm behind Raheem. He's the coach of the Atlanta Falcons until he's not. But he's got to get better in a lot of areas. And mainly, he got to bring that ego down. He got to bring that arrogance down because you haven't done anything to earn that arrogance. I'm sorry, sir. You just have not. You haven't done anything that's warranted any kind of arrogance that you have. Holmes got arrogance like he Belichick. And I hate to bring that name up because I know that's a touchy name in this Falcons community. But I'm just saying he got arrogance. Basically, what I'm saying, like he got chips that he was the head coach for, and I need him to just dial it back a little bit, be accountable, and just win this fan base back over because it's gonna be a long off season regardless of what happened. Hopefully, we still some kind of way make the playoffs because again, you never know how the Saints are going to come out and play. Hopefully, they can play spoiler, and we hopefully take care of business at home. But all signs point to us being at home for the playoffs yet again, and it's going to be a long off season. So he got a lot of damage control to go ahead and clean up for sure in this fan base.
I'm hearing that they're going to trot out their flag football squad. I'm just saying that's what I'm hearing.
I mean,
to be able to play the hero.
I don't know. Bodie, give me your thoughts.
Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, brother.
Okay, just making sure I'm transitioning, moving around, working and stuff. Okay, yeah, so repeat the question for me one more time. I'm sorry about that.
Clock management. Did Raheem kill our season? Go.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I mean, it's happened all through the year. I wish I wish I was a better reporter. I would have noted every game that it happened in, but it happened in several games, including the game that actually matters, which was a playoff game
My lord, was
for the most
coming
part.
together in that last episode where the uprising actually starts. I think
Somebody's TV on or something.
Somebody's got to go. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. I lost my train of thought. Okay. So yeah, it's happened in so many games, and it's inexcusable. Like it's very you. It's such a touchy thing to admit your faults. Like I don't know why it's you to learn the lessons and admit your faults is very. It's hard for Raheem, and it's shown. And I don't understand why. Because who is perfect in this world?
Nobody.
Seriously.
Hey, Bodie,
Exactly.
Bodie, real quick,
Yes.
hang on. I got to get Jack in here. Jack Spade, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. What's up?
Jack Spade, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, man, happy New Year to everybody, man. Hope y'all feeling well today. Hope y'all doing good. Rise up.
rise up. Happy New Year, family.
Happy New Year.
What's up, Jack? You said what's up, Jack? You said
Happy
you
New
going 8
Roof.
yards on the run.
What's up, cousin?
And we got Carrie back in here. What? Carrie,
What's up? Hey, one time for the fam.
What's up?
Carrie
We done turned
said,
the
absolutely not. I'm back in.
I'm
we
back
done
in
turned
just
the
in
breakfast show
time.
into the damn brunch show now. It's the damn brunch show.
we got the whole one time for the fan in. So, Jack, give me your opinion. Did Raheem kill our season with the clock management? What are your thoughts, Jack? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't want to say, I mean, it was that just moment right there that killed the season. I mean, you lost some games you were supposed to win earlier in the season, too. But I think fans are going to look back at the game that's closer to the end of the season, which did have playoff implications, and we didn't we didn't complete the task. So I do have to say, with the timeout situation, a lot of people are upset about it. Um, I heard the interview too as well with 92.9 and Raheem's comments, and I think fans are really upset. But in my opinion, the timeout should have been called, man. And it don't matter if it was Michael Penix. I mean, that could have been, Matt Ryan back then in those early Falcon days. I mean, Matt Ryan would have called the timeout. Clock management is very important, no matter if it's from the coach or the guy. I mean, I think Sean McVay has somebody on the sidelines who helps him call timeouts or so who lets him know about the timeout. I can't remember who it is, but
I think it was
yeah,
Raheem that Super
I
Bowl
think it
year.
was. Could have been Raheem. I did hear some stories about that, but he did hurt us with the timeout situation, man. And it's kind of difficult right now with Falcon fans and hoping the Saints have to win Sunday. We definitely don't want, to root for those guys, but in this situation, I mean, football is football. So this is what we have to deal with now, man. But yeah, disappointed that Raheem couldn't, use his head coaching experience to call the timeout and, save us a couple extra yards to help Riley Patterson because, I mean, from my angle, it looked like it was good, you know. But just disappointed, man.
I tell you what, man, those of you who are rooting for the Saints, I think they call that taking one for the team.
Yeah.
So
I'm not rooting for the Saints. I'm sorry.
wow.
I'm
Oh,
just not doing that, bro. I don't have that in my makeup. I do not have that in my makeup to just say, please, New
And
Orleans.
respectfully, I know we're probably not rooting for the Saints, but deep down under, a lot of us have to be on the side of them winning the game. Not saying you're gonna be out there, with your Saints colors on, your Saints flags,
Mm-mm.
and your Saints umbrella, but you want to look up at that scoreboard Sunday and see the Falcons winning, and also see, an
Of course.
upset in Tampa.
Of course.
But
Of
we're
course.
not gonna put no pride in the New Orleans
It,
Saints.
it,
I
it,
mean,
it's like if y'all win, okay. If y'all lose, okay. That's how I'm
but
at with
but
it.
A1, you said
Right.
something important earlier. Something about that city, man. Whenever they have tragedy or something happens, they
Right.
just bring that spirit just comes alive. So maybe that might happen. I'm sorry it has to be in the situation that occurred, but I mean New Orleans just have this different type of passion when you're down there. I'm gonna take football out of it. I've been to New Orleans too many times. Um, I love New Orleans as a city. I don't like the team, but I can tell
Right.
you about their culture and about their spirit and about their entertainment and food and nightlife. I mean, that city is passionate. So just in case people might think that the Saints are out of it because they're not in the playoff contention anymore and they got players banged up, that team might come alive Sunday. You might see an upset. And of course,
Right.
the Falcons are going to handle business too. And then, bam, our 36% chance of making the playoff becomes 100%. But
I
it's
just
down
got
to
one.
one game. And this is disappointed that we're down to one game. Terry, we talk about it on the channel. We didn't want to come down to the last game of the season, and here we are
Oh
coming
boy.
down to the last game of the season. But hey,
I was talking about that when we were 6-3 before. So Tom say we crazy. I'm
oh
just
man,
saying,
I
bro.
mean, I wanted to touch on some points earlier, but I had to take care of some stuff. But we lost three important games this year to teams that was on losing streaks. I
yep.
mean, you lost to Seattle
Yeah.
that came off of a 3-game losing streak. You lost to the Saints that was on a 6 or a 7-game losing streak, and you
7
lost to the
games.
Broncos that was on a 2-3-game losing streak. So
Mm-hmm.
you lost to teams that was on the brink of somewhat failure at that point. But then again, Seattle tried to turn things around, and you see in New Orleans, they're just trash. And then, of course, for Denver, I think they are they in the playoffs? Are they going to wild card?
I
Denver?
think
They had
I
to
think
win
when they
Sunday,
lost
right?
that Chargers game, I don't know. I don't think that put them out, but I think they need some help to get in now.
Okay, well, I mean, a lot of teams are in that situation. One of them being us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So it's just very disappointed this season that a couple things I can see was on the coaching. I think you guys talked about giving the maximum effort of your players or from the coaching staff. I kind of think that we dug ourselves in a hole early in the season by not using some of those players and not getting that maximum effort. Because you saw what
Yep.
happened when we came out of the bye week. I
Yep.
mean, we went sack crazy,
Yep.
but earlier in the season, it was like one of those, what is Jimmy Lake doing? What is Zach Robinson doing? And that goes to the maximum effort of the coaching staff. A lot of these fans didn't want Zach Robinson and Jimmy Lake in there with the candidates that was already available. I mean, Steve Wilkes and I think Brian Flores and, of course, a couple other OCs, Ben Johnson and some of those guys. I mean, there was an opportunity for Raheem to, take it to the next level. But, I mean, right now, if you look back at the past and you look at the future, we said some things and we had some expectations really high for this team. And now as we go into the final week, now we're looking at free agents and Pro Bowl players and, if the Aints can beat the Bucks. But I must say, man, I'm a Falcon fan for life. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time, but y'all are doing a great job. I think y'all been on for like 5 hours now. So great job, everybody.
Nah.
Nah, just 2 hours. But hey, man, I look, I appreciate that, man. And Jack, I appreciate you. Carrie, you had something you wanted to say? Or wait, Jack, do you have to go? Can you stay for a few more minutes?
So I can stay and listen. I'll be on the, I'm at work right now, but I'll be on, my AirPods and I'm listening. I was listening earlier and I tried to jump in, but I was taking care of some stuff. But it's good to see Bodie on here. Big shout out to my boy Bodie 3000. It's good to see Carrie. Happy New Year to you all. But you guys are the greatest. Like, keep being Falcon fans, keep being diehard, passionate fans for this team, because a lot of times right now during this point of the season, people lose faith and they start getting negative about the coaches and the players. And I know I'm at work, bro. I can't focus on the Falcons like that. I'm at work right now. I gotta get this money. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get this money, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a new day, man. It's a new day. But when it comes to the Falcons, a lot of us are disappointed, and I know a lot of the players and a lot of the families and all that stuff, but I think they're disappointed too.
Oh, they are disappointed for sure. I mean, you heard Drake. He said they were asking him, how does it feel to get your first 1,000-yard season? He said it don't mean ish when you don't win.
And you know what's funny about that, Kerry? Because I asked Tyler Algier in Cincinnati when he got his first touchdown 2 years ago. I asked him, how do you feel about getting the touchdown? He said the same thing. He said, I really don't care. We lost the game.
Yeah,
so Tyler, it's that mentality that people want to win. Kerry, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I'm definitely gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. I'll tune in as much as I can. If I dip out, I'll dip out. But if you call on me and I can't respond, just know that I'm taking care of some things at work. But I am listening. I am here.
Cool.
Understood. Thank you, Jack. Hey, Jack, real quick, tell the folks where they can find you. We know you'll be listening. Tell them where they can find you.
They can find me at work until 5.
Yeah, I know that, right?
Otherwise,
they can find you at work on Fridays. That what you said?
Wow. Oh,
find me at work on Friday.
Hey, you can find your boy, man. You can find me at the Benz. You can find me on the road with the Falcons, man. One time for the fans. Sundays. I mean, we're gonna be changing up some of these times coming up, but Sundays at 8, Wednesdays at 9, and Friday mornings at 9. But yeah, anytime you can't catch One Time for the Fans, you can catch T. Will. Carrie's also active on social media. Bodie 3000. He's the voice of the voiceless. Like, we really do a lot when it comes to, being positive about this fan base. We want to win at the end of the day. We ain't out here bashing no players. We ain't out here doing nothing that the coaches ain't. We ain't out here saying nothing that the other fans haven't said, and coaches haven't said, because coaches are in the meetings right now saying the same thing. Like, we messed up the season. There was opportunities we could have won. I mean, we ain't saying nothing wrong, but we ain't disrespecting nobody either. And that's the good thing about having this podcast, because we respect the game, we respect the players, we respect the organization. But there is a lot of mistakes that happened this year that has us kind of upset. Rise up, y'all.
Jack, I gotta say something. Jack, you still there? Jack, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Jack, let me tell you something, man. You're spitting facts. Everybody on here is spitting facts. But you know what, Jack? You are the content creator of the show, sir. That's something that we do here on For My ATL Sports One. And I just want you to know, hey, man, you came with it today. We appreciate you being positive in the face of negativity and adversity. And I just got to give you your props, brother. You are the content creator of the show. There you go. So, all right, guys. We are at this point in the show where we are going to express our final thoughts. No, yeah, we're just going to go to final thoughts. So, Let's start with Miss Carey. Miss Carey, we
Let's
are
carry, baby.
we are 8-8.
Oh.
Wait, are we 8-8 or are we 8-7? We're eight.
Fortunately, we're at 500.
We're 8-8.
Hey,
Oh boy. What's next for next year? What are the three things we have to address to get us on the right foot next year? Final.
Okay, before I quickly get to that, I just want to quickly answer Jay Black's question in the chat. He wanted to know which Saints players formerly injured are playing Sunday against the Bucks. It's not confirmed yet who's playing, who's not, but looking at yesterday's injury report, unfortunately for us, it looks like the Bucks are getting healthier and the Aints are just being the Aints. They're not. No one's really getting healthier except Marquise Valdez Scantling. He was a full participant in practice yesterday, which formerly he was not. But other than that, there's no one else. They don't got Derek Carr. They don't got Kamara. Neither one are practicing. On the Bucks side of the ball, they got Winfield. He's looking like he's gonna be back for this game. He went from not practicing to being limited, so they said
Lord
he's
have mercy.
trending towards playing. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's all I gotta say about that. So that's unfortunate, but I just want to respond to his question right there.
Hopefully that Marquez Scantling guy has a game like how he had against us when he
That's
took
what
Lord
I.
over two
have
touchdowns
mercy.
in the
That's
I
first
what I'm
half.
saying.
That's what I was thinking. That's what
Jeez. I
I
mean,
still have nightmares about that, man.
that was, oh
That's
man,
a
you just
journeyman,
reminded me of
man.
that. Oh my
That,
gosh.
like Fam is a real deal journeyman, and went out there and cooked us.
he did.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that, man. At our own home, right? That was at home too.
Hmm.
Anyways, I just want to say I want to piggyback off of what Chris A1 Sports said. I'm kind of more on his side as far as how I'm feeling right now. I am never, ever, ever going to hope the Saints win, even if it means us win the division. I'm sorry. Like, I believe in God and I believe in miracles. So I'm gonna say I hope a miracle occurs on Sunday, but I am not in any way on the record ever gonna say that I'm hoping the Saints win or the I'm hoping the Saints to do anything ever except
I,
suck,
I
okay?
just, I
Respectfully.
just ain't got it in me, man. I just ain't. I
Neither
searched.
do
I typed it into the database. That
I.
thing said no. That thing said no results found.
Literally, no, I'm with you, Chris. I mean, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter X much, but there is big Saints accounts, fan accounts that are trolling us hard, and they're basically like saying, "Say please, Falcons fans," like
Yeah, yeah,
wanting
I
us to
saw that
beg
one.
them. Nah, like I am
Yeah.
not. I'm sorry, no. So
There's a guy that was
respectfully,
trying to tell us
no.
to say who that. Make sure I say who that one time, Falcon fan. Just say it one time.
Right. So no, I'm never going to do that.
I'd
But
rather
yeah.
take a bat to the knee first.
I believe in miracles, but so that's all I'm gonna say. I believe in miracles, but it will take a miracle. I mean, it's an away game. They're missing starters. I mean, they got their asses handed to them last time, 51-27 at home. So, and that was with Alvin Kamara playing. So, to be honest, I'm all good vibes. For me personally, I'm just focused on the Falcons ending the season with a win. Because imagine we end with the L. I mean, fans are already feeling discouraged. Imagine we end with an L and it puts us in another losing record. For me, we
That's
got to
one thing you
focus on
don't want.
ourselves.
You
Exactly.
can't lose to the Panthers and have a losing record. I mean, at
That's
least
the
that one turnaround would be to have a winning record, but we didn't make the
Right.
playoffs.
And that's what I mentioned in the show earlier. The one thing Raw has going for him right now, because we're likely, and no one wants to hear that, but we're likely going to miss the playoffs again. So the one thing he has going for him right now to Arthur Blank is one, who knew the quarterback play was going to fall off a cliff, which, we all argued that he should have put in the Penix in sooner. But besides that, he at least has going for him that we're likely going to finally finish the season with a winning record for the first time since 2017. So for me, I'm not even worried about the Saints and the Bucks game because right now it's like I said, it's going to take a miracle. I'm focused on beating the Panthers. I'm just praying that the Falcons players right now, the locker room is not discouraged. I'm not saying Raw has lost locker room. I'm just saying they're probably likely feeling like us. Like even if we win, our fate is in another team's hands. So there's no way you don't feel a little discouraged by that. Like you don't, your fate is not in your hands to make the playoffs. So I'm just hoping with this resurgence from Bryce Young and the Panthers playing better and it's an away game for us, I'm just hoping our Falcons win the last game of the season, end on a high note, end with a winning record. That's a step in the right direction, and that's what I got to say about that.
I hear that. A1.
Hey, Carrie's on point. She's like, that's what I got to say about that. Carrie's
Yeah,
standing
that's
on
all I got
business.
to say about that. I would
That,
say,
that was a
Literally.
mic drop moment. Okay. A1.
Oh no, really quick before you go, A1, Michael put a
hmm?
great comment in the chat. He said, OMG, what if the Saints win and we lose? Oh man. Oh, I didn't even think of that. That would
Uh, to be honest with you, I had that in the back of my mind, but I ain't want to bring that out.
oh
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Because
Imagine.
the thing about it is, talk about disappointment. That right there would be just a new low.
I
I mean,
'Cause-
mean,
don't you
oh
speak
man.
them volumes on this Falcons
yeah,
franchise.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
do
We're
it.
not gonna do that.
Don't you
Just
do
I,
it.
I
put the dagger a little deeper, why don't you, man?
Don't
That,
you
oh,
do
yeah,
it.
that would,
bro.
that
Don't
would,
you do it. Uh-uh.
That'll
A1.
be nasty work, boy.
oh
But
man.
as far as like what we need to work on, I mean, for me, I know we got some free agents and everything coming up. A lot of those guys, I don't think are going to be back. When I look at the list, I mean, you can probably maybe bring Kadero Hodge back, special teams. Shout out to him for making the Pro Bowl for that too, by the way.
And happy
Don't
birthday to him.
Yeah, oh yeah, that as well. That as well. So it's just maybe probably him. You're definitely gonna have to bring back maybe Drew Dahlman, maybe Ryan Newseel, something like that to keep that continuity going with that offensive line. Yeah, but you're still gonna have to address it. Do you want to keep Caleb McGarry? Do you want to get better at that position? Defense. It'd be defense for me. I think we need linebacker. Think I'm interested to see what Braylon Trice is going to be like when he comes back because remember he is coming back. So I'm interested to see that. But cornerback, linebacker for me, man, honestly, in that aspect, as far as the rest of this season, like Harris said, man, go out there and win this game. At the end of the day, at least be above 500
Right.
for the first time in quite some time. What 2017 season? Oh my goodness! It's just like at least go out there and become 500. Wherever the chips fall after that, it just is what it is. We can't. We're not in control of anything. So the only thing we can control is going out here, putting out our best effort against the Panthers. Possibly even open up the playbook just a little bit more for Michael Penix, seeing what he can do a little bit more, but go out there and win the game. Ultimately, be 9-8 and have your first, season over 500, and move forward from that. Because that can at least be something that Rock can go to Arthur Blank and say, "Hey, look, we got a winning season. We did not make the playoffs, but at least we're headed in the right direction." And at least something that the Falcon fans can really just like grasp onto and be like, "Okay, we did get this. Disappointing, yes, but at least we did get this." But to go
Right.
8-9 makes it feel like it's even bigger of a disappointment because you're still, yeah, you got over 7 wins, but you still don't have technically a winning season. So it just like it would just hurt more. So hopefully, 9-8 will be better. So have give the Falcons faithful at least something to hold on to, something, anything.
All
Right.
right. Big Low. How you feel? What's
Man,
the
Well,
I think it's like one of those cases where I know a lot of people are talking about making so many changes to the defense. Like y'all realize that if we would have made those changes earlier, Caden Ellis could have possibly been like an All Pro linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Talk
because
about it.
he went berserk at the last 6 games of the season. I'm
Right.
as far as the defense goes, I just think you just need another, another cornerback. Um, and I feel that I'm legit like, hey, let's run it back with the defense. Let's get a new
Really?
defensive coordinator. Somebody who can cook a little bit better. But offensively, um, do y'all remember when Kyle Shanahan his first year in Atlanta, the offense looked you know,
Kind
kind
of
of
stuff.
suspect. People said he was doing a little too much, but them years afterwards, he was really getting in there. I feel like this offense this year looked better than Kyle Shanahan's first year.
Mm-hmm.
So I say run it back with Zach Robinson, and I mean, as far as Raheem, I mean, he might need to sit down and do a little bit of soul searching and kind of decide what type of head coach he's going to be moving forward because that I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of where it all came down to.
Right.
That's true. That is true. Oh, AJ Terrell since the bye week has really been putting
Oh
people in
my
cuffs.
God,
He
yeah,
been Officer Terrell has been putting folks in jail, but I'm trying to tell you because, and that just goes to the point of what we were saying about the changes and everything before the bye week. People was on AJ too, but AJ
yeah.
has been one of the best corners since our bye week. So
It's
it
So
hard to
just
guard somebody 12
Arnold
yards off.
Abracady has been one of the best pass rushers since
has
our
been
bye week.
it has
Right.
been the best pass rusher the Falcons have. And again, guys, that goes back to maximizing the talent that we have, right?
Right.
Because and for me, it's a double-edged sword. Number one, it's brilliant that you could come up with this on a weekend. Like, hey guys, we off work this week. I tell you what, Jimmy, let's do XYZ, and da 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 da, and it worked like a charm, right? So on the
Mhm.
one hand, you did it on the weekend, and it's great, and you're awesome, and you're a genius. But on the other hand, you probably cost us because you probably should have did it 3 weeks prior.
Yeah.
So again, but I don't want to take up time. Bodie, I think you hadn't gone yet. Bodie, give me your final thoughts. Where are we going? What are we doing? 2025 outlook. What you got?
Well, yeah, I think it starts with what Big Low said. Head coach Raheem Morris, he got to do a lot of soul searching. He got to find himself. He got to realize that he can make mistakes, and he made mistakes this season, and he has to show that he improved from those mistakes next season. Running the team, um, you just got to be smarter with what you do, smarter with the player management, smarter with the clock management. Like you just have to show that improvement. We see more of the same next season. I'll be with everybody else, and I'll be like next season. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, and he got to go. As he has to show that improvement. Team personnel wise, I think we run it back with the coordinators. I think we all agree on that probably. Um, maybe all of us agree on that. But I think you bring some more uh some more experience into the coaching realm. I think maybe how other teams will have former head coaches around or on their staff or whatever. They might be a linebacker coach or something. I don't know. Or maybe an old coordinator that has some experience. You need as many heads in the room as possible. Um, you really need to let people know that you're trying to show a concerted effort to make a change and that you can grow and that you're not stubborn, Coach Ra. You got to not be stubborn. That's probably the most important thing that about this season. It ain't been a talent issue on both sides of the ball because we showed several times this year that our offense can score with the best of them. Our defense can stop the best of them, and we just gotta just keep it going. Like we're gonna have to run it back. Like I think, yeah, I was thinking corner. We probably need another corner. Uh, Maybe another big play linebacker. But everything else looks great. Maybe another safety, but that's about it. Um, Probably gonna be a defensive heavy draft, if I had to guess. Um, but we're not far. I think a lot of our mistakes is mental. And that's where I'm standing at right now. It's not the talent, it's the mental, and the mental has to change.
Well, all right, brother. We appreciate it.
I
Jack,
think
stay out
Hey,
there.
hey, Bodie. Hey,
I
Bodie.
think
That
one thing.
the primer dried on the house. I'm ready for you to put that
Oh
first coat
wow.
on.
Sheesh.
Oh,
Oh my
oh,
He backed
Oh
off. He still got to
man.
fix the truck first.
gosh.
wow.
But guys, I have a
Oh
question.
What you got here?
I, I, for me, I feel like I know you guys said corner, which I do agree. We've had so much turnover on cornerback, like CB2. Like we need to get AJ a guy that's like a long term guy, not just a 1 year rental type of dude to help him out. But I also believe we need a linebacker. I mean,
Mhm.
Hayden Ellis has been balling out.
Yeah,
But some people argue he's better. He could be better like an edge rusher. But my thing is, okay, he's a lock for me. He's a lock. I think we have him on the roster through 2026. But I mean, Troy Anderson cannot stay healthy at this point. He has shown flashes, but he cannot stay healthy. So to me, you know, you got to be available. That's the number one thing to be able to available to play. And then
Mhm.
Landman, I mean, no offense, but he has not had the best season. So for me, we have to get a linebacker with speed. We have no speed. We could not stop Jaden Daniels. And they figured that out and they did not stop having him run the ball. So I don't think we have a linebacker that could stop speed. That's what I want. I want a linebacker with speed, personally.
agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
I,
And you know
But
what else? You know what else?
yeah,
Big Low, you gotta fix my washer, man. I told you it was making a noise,
oh,
but you said you was on the way,
oh,
and you never showed up. I'm so surprised. You my brother,
but
but
guys,
come on, man, do better.
So, so
that's
there's a couple things here you also have to look at. That's also very important going into the offseason. Who's your backup quarterback to Michael Penix? If
mm,
Michael Penix is your starter next season,
you got to
because it goes
sign
second.
someone.
You got to sign someone in your second year guy. I mean, coming off of 3 games. I mean, if Zach Robinson is there next year, or he can go through that Matt Ryan phase where he's going through different offensive coordinator. Let's just say Zach Robinson takes the job and goes back to the college football, NCAA, or he wants to go to a different.
Jack, you cut
Also,
out.
what about if? Oh, I cut.
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Go ahead. Oh shoot, somebody came back in. Or did he drop? I think Jack may have dropped.
He dropped.
He
I think he
dropped.
He
dropped.
dropped.
But
It's
while we
like he
wait
dropped
for
the,
him,
the hammer from the roof.
while,
But go ahead.
while we
Oh
wait
wow.
while we wait for him to come back, I just want to say I'm also a little nervous with us only having, I think Ryan earlier said 5, but I looked it up. We only have 4 picks if I'm not mistaken in this
Yeah,
upcoming draft. So do you guys think, you know how Raheem and Terry kept saying we're not picking high, we're not picking high, which as of now we're not picking high. We're picking 17. So we're in the teens right now. So no more, top 10 pick. Do you think we're going to have to trade back with that first pick in order to gain more draft capital? Cuz we have 4
I,
picks.
I think people are saying 5 because they expect to cut
Yo,
ties with Judon. That's what I'm expecting. That's
Okay.
why I'm thinking people are saying 5 draft
Okay.
picks because
Hey,
Okay.
we because
Jack,
we
not to cut you off. Jack, you back? Jack, you there? Well, darn. Jack, you there? Well, I just interrupted you for nothing. A1, so go ahead.
yeah. No, yeah, I mean that's basically my point, though. I think if they cut ties with Judon, they'll have an extra draft pick. What is it, contemporary pick because things didn't work out, so it'll be like that for him.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, shoot, you can also make the argument, man. I mean, shoot, if he wanna come back on lesser money, then you can possibly bring him back. He definitely can't get what he got this year.
Right.
Man, I
So
want to keep Judon, especially the way he played the last few games.
yeah,
Like I
Um,
want to run it back. Like, I mean,
well,
and that's what I'm saying. It's like if you look at how this defense looked the last 5 or 6 weeks, you know, I'm yeah, like let's run it back. Let's add a few pieces. But I mean, to Kerry's point, you kind of do have to trade down. I
yeah.
feel like they're they're really focused on getting those comp picks next year. No hiring Raheem Morris, and I feel like they're going to let a few people go and kind of cut ties. But I really feel like they're focusing on really stacking up on those draft picks next year.
All
Right.
right, guys, back
Yeah,
to back.
that's one point I think I want to make with Carrie. What she said. I think around second and third round, you do might have to trade back. That first round is valuable.
Right.
But it's also running back heavy and offensive line heavy this draft too as well. Plus a couple quarterbacks coming out, so you might slip and get that defensive guy at 19 or 17, wherever you're sitting now. Um, but like I was trying to state earlier too, if Jimmy Lake leaves, you need a new defensive coordinator. What if they come in here and change the scheme around? Some of these questions we don't know is going to happen yet until the offseason starts. Because fans was still they were still upset with Jimmy Lake even before the bye and after the bye. So I don't know
Right.
if if Jimmy Lake wants to hang around here in Atlanta. Does he have another coaching opportunity somewhere else? I mean, we heard I don't know if it's a full confirmed, unconfirmed source, but they did mention Zach Robinson was approached about the coaching job at Oklahoma State, his alma mater, earlier in the season. So if that's something that comes into the play during the offseason, we might have a new OC. Also, I mentioned about the backup quarterback position. Who's going to be the backup to Michael Penix? And what if Michael Penix doesn't have a successful season next year? Then what
Oh,
do you call him?
sheesh.
I mean, I'm just
Well,
putting it out
well,
there because hold on, I'm
Jack.
just putting it
Well,
out there
Jack,
because
how
you
much
saw
will
what
you
happened with
sign
Kirk
for?
Cousins and stuff. Look, I love being a Falcon fan, and I would never be negative about being a Falcon fan. But
Right.
we have to look at the possibilities of what happens if Michael Penix doesn't have a good season next year. What if he gets into a situation where Raheem is on the hot seat, and then it just doesn't go the right way? Because next year's schedule is not no easy schedule. It's not the easy. It's not a cupcake schedule. You got to
Right.
play the Bills. You got to play the 49ers in San Fran. I mean, you might even be going international too. So,
Mhm.
of course, every game is winnable, but you have a second-year quarterback that, you know, I mean, I'm just looking at the possibilities of what
So
could happen. But I
that's
do like to
a
run
fair
it back with the
point.
defense, country. I do like to running it back with some of the players, bringing back Matthew Judon, maybe even keeping Justin Simmons here for another season. But I do like, the thought of who's going to be on the other side of AJ.
Yeah.
Are they going to make that a draft move? Is that a free agency move? Also, Jake Matthews coming to the end of his career. Are they going to go get a left tackle, somebody to help Jake Matthews, like Caleb McGarry? Something to look at. I mean, they didn't even utilize Tyler Algier much this year. So, what do you say about the running back room? It's
Mm.
kind of difficult to look at in these instances.
I mean, Jake
If
Matthews. The crazy
Yep.
thing is, Jake Matthews, he has the best pass blocking rating on the team right now on PFF.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, one thing about Jake Matthews, everybody talks about, hey, he's old, he's been here a lot of pecan seasons, but we got to remember he's a Matthews. Like
Yeah.
those guys play forever. I think
Yeah.
that was one of Thomas Dimitrov's best picks.
Yeah. You went and got him a Matthews, and I mean, you look at the Matthews family. Just to your point, Low, them boys do play, and they play with all heart and
Yeah,
everything. I mean, you look at Bruce played. He was like 42, if I believe. So I'm just like that's a bloodline right there. And if Jake still wants to play, I mean, I still will let Jake play because you already know again continuity with the offense. Like again, man, I bring Jake back if he wants to come back. Honestly, again, McGarry is more of the question on what you want to do there because I know that's going to be Penix's blind side. But and then again, I said earlier, are you bringing Drew Dalman back? Are you bringing Ryan Newzil back? Like, it's just I say you got questions. You got questions.
I mean, honestly, man, I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna be respectful when I say this. And I'm a diehard Falcon fan, but a lot of these problems started when they didn't put Jack Spade in the game, and they had
I
problems
mean,
at
Oh
quarterback.
wow!
Hold on,
Oh
hold on, guys.
wow!
look,
Hold on, let me finish
I'm
here.
The
going
only
to
the
go.
only the only
Oh
80 on the run
yeah.
you throwing, the
Oh,
only 80 on the runs you throwing is throwing back 240. Shut the hell up.
Oh
mhm,
my.
gentlemen, we have an 80 on
all
the
all
run.
I know is
Mr.
all
Jack.
I know is you better drive them 80 nails in the roof. That's all I know.
mm,
Sheesh.
Wow!
mm.
Wow!
80 nails in the
Matter of
roof.
fact, country, I did let you know that HOA is coming off. You can get that ladder out my front yard, please, before you
Oh wow!
before you before you head out to the range.
Killer trip.
But Raheem, what he needs to do this offseason, he needs to come play golf with me in country. We'll get him right. Don't worry about it.
Please do. Please do. Tell him to
I
just
don't know.
play some
You
Kendrick
might hit
Lamar.
him in the
Stay
head with
humble.
that Charles Barkley swing. Mm.
He's the
Jack,
guy.
put
Are
him
you
on to our
guys
Jack K
always
dot.
like this, or is this just today?
Nah,
No, we always
this
like
is
this.
always.
What's up, Kerry?
I said when you and Big Low take him golfing, make sure you play K dot. Be humble.
We
As
gonna get him
long as you
right.
bring the croissant, Carrie. As long as you bring the
I got you.
croissant.
I got you. But Jack, so wait, are you gonna be our backup quarterback for Penix, or are we gonna go get somebody like Justin Fields?
Wait a minute.
Hey,
First
now
of
hold
all,
on. We don't want to upset nobody. Don't make
I'd
no
first of
rather
all,
have
excuses.
Pappy Field.
first of all, we know if there's a backup quarterback,
Here it
we've
comes.
seen the we see. Ain't nobody seen no footage on Jack. Ain't nobody
Wow.
seen no footage on Jack.
Oh
I'm
wow.
talking about nobody.
So if we all know there's a backup quarterback in the content creator community,
Mm.
we all know who it is.
Mm. Talk to him.
We all know who it is.
Oh wow.
Wait, Big Low, didn't you tear both your hamstrings
Big low
running 20
conspiracy.
yards?
Bodie, come on, Bodie. You
Ah.
come on, Bodie. Come on now. Come
Oh
on.
wow.
Come on.
What's
Just because it's cold and you don't want to paint the house, you don't got to take it out on paint. Like, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Hey,
wow.
Big Low out there like Bruce Lee on the longest yard.
Oh
Oh
my goodness. Okay. No, but seriously, who say, Kirk is out the door, either he retires, he gets traded, what have you, we cut him, whatever the case may be. I'm just curious for the panel, like, who would you guys like as a backup to Penix? I think we got like Flacco out there, we got Carson Wentz. There's not a big selection. Sam Darnold, but he'll be a starter somewhere if they don't keep him.
I
Russell
think Trey
Wilson,
Lance. I think this is the last year of
Trey
his contract as
Lance.
well.
Mm, I don't hate that.
Trey Lance,
I
okay.
don't like that. Oh my
Oh,
I
God.
mean, I don't either. I'm
Said
just
Ritter.
going over the opposite.
Mikey said Ritter. Wow. Wow.
Ritter,
Now
no. No Ritter.
Hey,
wow.
Sorry,
hey
Lost
guys,
Cousin.
Mike
I
I
don't
said
left
even
for a
know. I
while, but
don't
I'm
even
back.
know if Desmond would even want to come back. How in the world we did
wow.
him? I ain't gonna lie.
Hell no, I wouldn't.
Like, oh, here's your options, Desmond. Arizona, Las Vegas, or Atlanta. Well,
Wow.
anywhere except for that last place.
Right.
Oh
I
my
think
Um,
it'll
God.
be a veteran.
What? Hold on,
I think
right.
it'll
guys.
be a veteran.
Guys.
So I
Guys.
Yeah,
I
Hang
like
on.
him better.
Hang
Where's
on.
Jacoby
Like,
or
What
something?
if what if that really happened? Like
what?
what if through
they
some
won't.
classic set of circumstances,
There's no way.
what if that
No,
happened? Like, do me a favor. Take me through what you guys think Raheem's speech would be to Ritter his first day back. Like, I don't know. Like, hey,
No, that's nuts.
I
first
know
he
we
gonna
got
he gonna
off
say first of all, Desmond stats are for losers. So you come out here and you go 8 for 19 for
Oh,
35 yards.
sheesh.
It doesn't matter. Stats are for losers.
Oh,
As long as you remember that, you'll get far.
Exactly.
It's gonna be like, don't listen to that interview where I said I got the job because of bad quarterback play, please.
What's next?
The PR staff, PR staff, they had me, to say all those things about you. Yeah.
With
Oh
the
my
with the
God.
113th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Carson Beck from the
Oh
University of Georgia.
wow. Don't say it.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie, we better not draft no quarterbacks with any of these draft picks this year. I'd rather go get somebody undrafted.
What about Daniel Jones?
No.
Ain't he with who he with?
no,
The
he's with the
Vikings?
Vikings. He wants
Yeah.
he wants to
Yeah,
win a
but this is
chip.
last year, right? Ain't
Yeah.
that why they traded him?
I was him. I trade him.
I think they released him and the Vikings signed him. I don't think it was
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
released him.
Yeah,
Y'all
they
giving
did
out
release
all
him.
yeah,
these
They did
he
names,
got
release him.
released.
y'all Y'all
Hey,
giving out all these
listen,
names, and on April the 2nd, you're gonna hear Falcons have signed Taylor Heineke. You're gonna be like, oh goddamn, well, there
Oh
you go.
wow. Oh God.
What
Oh
but
about
hey,
Bruh,
but wasn't there like some
Bow,
drama when he
bow.
left though? Like, didn't he like, have not have some bad things to say about Atlanta?
I think so. I can't remember. I know he when he saw that Commanders fan that day with us on the sideline, he ran over there. He was
he
happy as
sure
hell to see that
did.
Commanders fan.
He sure did.
But you really want to put Penix in a situation where you don't bring in any competition. Remember, for Ritter and Mariota and Ritter and Heineke, it was always a competition. Like, well, who's going to be the QB1 here? Penix, if he's the guy going forward, you can't go get another Kirk Cousins. You can't go get a guy who has that type of potential to say, I can challenge this kid to win out his spot. You have
I
to get a guy
completely
who knows the
disagree with that,
playbook.
Jack.
Oh, you think so? Oh,
Really?
country. Oh, all right.
I
That's
completely
why
disagree
we
with
got these
that.
podcasts, man. What's up? What you got, country?
Well, because the thing is that we shouldn't we shouldn't have to lower our standards for your ego. Either you
At
come out
all.
here and ball out, where it's to the point where like there's no question who the starter is, or it's a situation where the other guy who's capable gets the job.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Big Low, because he was your number one draft pick that you drafted at number 6
Man, I
after
don't care.
you signed Kirk Cousins.
But
I mean,
I
I
don't
Bryce,
care.
even Bryce Young got benched though. T. Will.
yeah, but that's the Panthers, right? That's
I'm just
the
saying he's the number one pick. That's
most
all I'm saying.
dysfunctional organization on the planet.
Okay.
So no, we're not, other than not named the Oakland A's, the Carolina Panthers are the armpit of the NFL. I think we can all
That's
so,
terrible.
so
okay?
no, we're not going to follow their example. No, in all seriousness, guys, I don't think
Okay.
draft because here's what you did. You went out and signed Kirk Cousins, right? Because you wanted to win, and I can't that. That's the wrong move because nobody knew he would be a dumpster fire. Then you double down on it because, to quote my guy Trey from the Water Boys, Arthur Blank was quarterback broke and didn't want to be that again. So you drafted Penix, and if you hadn't signed Kirk, Penix probably wouldn't be available, right? So you draft him at 6 or
Yes,
8, whatever the hell you were. You cannot then go out and sign his competition because you drafted him to be your quarterback of the future. I mean, look it in a fair world where there are no opinions and there's no ESPN that can beat you like a drum for the decisions that you make because you are the Atlanta Falcons and this is what you do. Maybe you could do that, but Biglo, we don't live in that world. Like I do
I,
not.
trust me, I completely understand that. I guess my main concern is that I'm not only worried about him not performing, but I'm worried about him getting injured.
That's true.
So it's like I need someone who's more than capable. I don't want to throw my season away because of Michael Penix's ego.
Right.
Michael Penix's ego?
Yes.
Michael Penix has an ego?
Right.
no,
What I'm saying is
he
I don't
just
want to
saying
be in a
that's what you'd
situation
be
where it's like,
catering to.
hey, we got a more than capable backup because we don't
Oh,
want to
okay. I see what you're
have no
saying.
low key
Okay, I
competition.
see what you're saying. I was like, is
Yeah, I mean, I ain't saying he has
right?
the ego
Like,
in
what are we
this
doing? Raheem
Okay.
is expecting us.
Don't shoot the messenger, but I have a name that no one's put out there, okay? So I just want to see your reaction to
Do
Jameis
not say
Winston.
Justin Fields.
No, Jameis Winston.
Oh,
James
no,
Winston.
no. Crab leg?
Crab
You want
leg,
to
man, at the
crab leg?
backup. I'm just asking what your thoughts are on that.
Hell
The
no.
shepherds are prepared for battle. The
Oh,
beauty,
hell
the
no.
last,
He
and
might
the
be super
beholder.
survived.
Hell no.
I'm just saying, y'all. Y'all remember? Hey, wait a minute, y'all. Y'all remember it was some dark days. Remember Byron Leftwich was our quarterback at one point in time. Y'all. Come on now, look,
Hell
Joey Harrington. Terrible.
so it's just like for we talking about backups right here. We ain't talking about no
that's
starters. So
crazy.
I like
No,
Jameis.
And
he's
that's why I
crazy.
said
but
Jameis. Honestly, I'm not.
I
I'm joking, but I'm not.
I took a look at Jameis. I take a look at Mac Jones. Yeah,
What
and,
about Derek
and
Brissett.
Carr?
there
Jacoby Brissett.
I can't. I'll take Jacoby Brissett. I said that earlier. I was like, shoot, where's Jacoby? Because that's just the backup. That's just the backup general right there, boy. So it just um,
What about
shoot,
Derek Carr?
I don't want Derek Carr, man.
No, thank you.
No, come on.
No, thank you.
I don't want Derek
I
Carr.
don't even think he want to be a backup. He probably still
That's
think he
another
good
thing.
with
I
them
think,
hospital balls.
to
Well,
be
look,
honest with you, I
people
really
in very hot places want
Bodie.
ice water.
But the thing about it is, I think Derek does still want to be a starter in this league.
People in
Oh,
very hot places want ice water.
oh my goodness. Oh
Bro,
my.
the funniest shit I heard this year was hospital balls. That shit had me fucking dying. I'm sorry. It ain't even
Hospital.
funny
I
that
was
he was
like,
setting the
yeah,
receivers up. But hell no.
hospital balls. Oh,
I
Chris
I hate
Olave.
the internet.
I still need to say pause. I know somewhere out there in the universe, Big Low is about to drop a hot balls on all of us. So I'll go ahead and say I knew it was coming. I'm gonna go ahead and say pause. Say pause. Yeah.
Look, man, y'all just gotta keep our mouth
But look,
shut.
Oh man, and you know what? Hey, real quick though, I do remember what Jameis did to us. It was his fault,
Oh,
about scoring the touchdown and everything like that.
Thank you.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, if you had to break the emergency glass, like all the other names that we
Root for
said,
the Saints, Chris. That you
that
may as well
I,
root
I
for the Saints.
I can't say that because Jameis is a journeyman too. Jameis don't wear a lot of jerseys, so I can't I
Man,
can't
look,
just say that he wearing Cleveland right now. So
no,
it's just like,
let
no.
me
man,
ask you, do you think Jameis did that because it was the Falcons or he just wanted to get his boy a touchdown because he went a whole season and didn't have a touchdown?
I
Why he
think he
did?
wanted to get his boy the touchdown. I think it didn't matter what team it was.
I don't give a
Yeah,
damn.
that's what I think.
I don't give a damn why he did it. He did it. I don't give a damn.
well,
I'll take it.
But I'm not mad if you know about anybody who's upset with Jameis because I ain't gonna lie to you. We're just talking about backups potentially for Penix.
right.
It's just like
I don't
but
want.
I differ.
I don't want Jameis selling water in the parking lot of the Falcons Stadium.
I
Jeez.
understand, and
Let's
I
just
I
I
completely
don't
get.
disagree. I will tell you.
look.
I'll say
want
this: Jameis is the best. Jameis is the best passer in the free agent pool that I see here.
that's
It's
what I'm
slim pickings right now. I mean, unless you get like a Russell Wilson or I don't know. I mean, the pickings is slim.
Well, you know Jack's theory about Russell Wilson.
Mm.
Oh yeah, because Sierra and Future,
I
and
mean,
it's true. I think it's true. I do. Go ahead, Carrie. What you
It
got?
may
no,
be.
I was
It
about to
may
say
be.
I made a whole playlist for that game. Uh,
oh
She was ready.
I was so
wow!
ready for the home opener.
She was ready.
Oh wow!
Oh
And
wow! And
then when they threw
that
Justin
happened.
out there, I was disappointed. I was
I
like,
was
damn.
disappointed. And I was like, wow. And we really lost that game. But we're not bringing up the past right now. I would like to bring Jacoby Brissett, but my thing is, I think that the Patriots bring him back.
I can
Be
see
a
that.
backup again. I really do. I think they'll bring him back personally. So I don't know if he's gonna be an option.
I can see that.
I personally think. I personally think they should sign one of those guys and just draft a young Thundercat. Shout out to Big Low. Just draft some project. Like it ain't got to be early. It can be late. You
Appreciate
know,
that, Bodie, but
that's it. Something like that.
appreciate that, Bodie, but I mean, it still need three coats. Three coats.
This man,
Wait,
Still need three coats on the
give
house,
me
buddy.
a second.
Oh,
that's it.
You
oh,
know what? I take it back. I take it back. Young Thunder, nothing. I
oh, Big
take
Yeah.
it back.
Broke way
This is
down.
ridiculous.
Personally,
Like I went
I
to.
just don't know where to go from here. I just
Oh
don't know.
I said I still need three coats on the house, buddy. Still need
oh
three
my
coats.
God. Hey, Carlo Wiggins
personally,
and Tyrod Taylor. What y'all think about Tyrod?
Tyrod Taylor.
I mean, you could do worse. So you
Yeah.
really could do worse. Man.
That's
Better than
true.
some, worse than others.
I look it
Yeah.
with Jameis Winston. I just feel like once you're a Crip, you can't be a Blood. Once you do certain things, you spill blood, homie. You spill
Jeez.
blood. I don't want you on my set. I don't want you on the set. Can't do
Yeah,
it.
he did play for the Aints,
Yeah,
Can't
so
but so did Joe Horn.
I was about. I mean, so did Caden Ellis.
and Kaden Ellis and
I'm,
Onyemata.
Caden
I'm
He
like,
played for the Bucks too. Maybe
never
he's gonna
did.
make his ways around the whole NFC South. Sheesh.
You know
Yeah,
what Caden did? Caden never ran up the score on us. Like that was freaking ridiculous.
but we don't know what Caden was saying about the Falcons before he became a Falcon.
Doesn't matter. He didn't publicly disrespect us like that. Look, I understand you got to play for a living. I'm not mad at that. I'm not saying if you ever played for the Saints, you can't play for us. That'd be ridiculous. But you did what he did, which was disrespect everybody in the ATL. Excuse me for saying this, but fuck them. No.
Sheesh.
Well, look,
Okay.
Terry.
He
Look,
will
Tyrod
at
look
the
like
end of the
Taylor.
day,
absolutely
at the
fucking
end of
not.
the day, I kind of thank Jameis because I feel like that set off Arthur Smith to make him throw his
Thank you.
He
tirade. I feel
definitely
like that
did.
made him.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so it's like
Definitely
yeah, that
did.
I
was
feel like it
hilarious.
was
I
poetic
was at the
justice.
casino watching that game at the sports book on the huge screen, getting embarrassed with that stuff. So I get it. I get it. I was
I'm
watching the
sorry you
game
had to
right
go through
there.
that, and when you was your husband enjoying yourself. I hate
Yeah,
that
I was
happened to
like,
you.
oh no, they're really doing that to us. But
I hate
thankfully,
that
I
that
got back
happened
to
to
my
you.
hotel room and he was, Art Smith was gone after that. I mean,
Hey,
so yeah, like you said, maybe that was it. That was the.
I
That's
wanna
not
I
crazy.
don't
I
wanna
had
interrupt the
just went to
conversation or
bed.
anything, but it's 1 o'clock. Y'all hungry? Like y'all not hungry? Like y'all know y'all got no appetite right now?
We could talk
Hey,
about these
you
Oh,
on
I
Falcons
ain't
fire?
gonna
too,
lie,
like you always
man. I
say,
ain't gonna
Shay.
lie to you, man. Let's see. That's the beauty about being off camera. It's just you can do multi things.
There
At
you
one
go.
time.
There you go.
You
Yeah,
ain't
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, trust me, I know. I used to have a lot of
Hey,
people off
A1,
camera
A1
sitting
over
on the
there in a
couch.
robe, butt naked.
Oh,
no, 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 not butt naked, not butt naked. Nah, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. But
No, he got
Spartan,
an apron on,
Spartan
making some
eggs.
eggs for lunch.
My boy said you in that. You said you sitting
Why
up
are
there
you
like
it's
Ving
asking,
funny
Rhames.
though, cause
Jack?
I do
You
have a
sitting up there
robe
like Ving
on. That's
Rhames from
funny.
Baby Boy.
Jack, why are you asking? You making everybody lunch or what?
No, he
That,
on
that,
fries. That's why he
that,
asking. Y'all want some?
well, I
I'm
ain't
head,
gonna lie to
I'm
you. As
heading to
long as they
Maestro's.
hot, I'll take me a medium right now.
Carrie, I'm heading to Maestro's with Yuri for dinner, man. We finna go get this well done steak, man. Real steak.
Ew, I can't believe
You
you
know,
Oh
mentioned
dang,
steak
no
like that.
invite? Oh
well
man.
done. Ugh.
Carrie,
Yes, he eats a well done steak, man.
Oh,
like
like
Hold on. My boy said no invite. My boy A1 was sitting at the MGM Grand Buffet in Vegas. Big boy stuff,
Yeah,
man.
that
Big
was some
boy
good
style. That's
buffet
some
too
good
now.
eating right there, my boy.
Yeah,
you might as well
I'm
just
ready. I'm ready to go back. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, what?
you
That's
might as
on
well
my
just chew
season
on one of
trip,
the pairs of Jordans you got, Jack.
bro. That's an oh man,
You might as
Lord,
well eat a well done steak.
sheesh.
yeah, man. I heard y'all had a great time in Vegas, man. And look at Jack Spade knows how to party. I mean, he's legendary. So
He
for
does.
Jack
And he
to
eats a well done steak.
Why
say,
are y'all on this man about how he eat his steak?
I
Yeah.
cannot get over that. I mean,
Steak is
Jack
steak.
is awesome, but that was
Steak is
a
steak.
one flaw I found. Like, man, he eats a well
Hey,
done steak.
and
oh wow,
we all look the same when the lights go out. It
oh
don't mean nothing.
wow, pause,
Oh my goodness.
pause.
Where did this
Where the
go?
hell did that come from, Jack?
It ain't nothing but well done steak, man. It ain't gonna kill nobody.
Jack,
It
I
might it
think
Yes.
might choke you.
you're thinking about
Yeah.
The-
pause.
well, does he at least eat it with the salt with some sauce, or he just steak alone?
He had to.
No, he's just chewing 20 minutes per bite.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Shit.
He had to
crazy.
use sauce.
Sheesh.
Now I hope that's just a joke. I really do.
Carrie going
That's
in.
like that steak from Frontier.
He said you're chewing for 20 minutes. Man, take that man 4 hours to eat a steak. That's crazy.
Shit, Carrie going in while she's typing and texting from her yacht right now, somewhere off in Key West. Key West
Right.
coast.
No, we got a cold front here in Florida. It's like
It's like
cold
89,
65.
right?
It's
Cold
a
front.
cold
It's like
65
89.
degrees and
Right.
plus.
That's the cold front. It being 89 degrees.
Carrie's like cold front sitting on the beach, like it's like 91. What are you guys talking about?
What do you do? Hey,
Oh,
so Mike likes his steak well done too, guys.
oh no.
Oh,
Not blood. Blood is
We'll
like
pray for you
rare.
guys.
Yeah,
We like
yeah.
it pink.
So if you get a steak medium well or medium, it's not blood. It's
Yes, it's just pink and juicy.
yeah, it's a fluid. It's not
Oh,
actually blood.
Not cardboard
But
people. It's
guys,
steak.
look,
It's
Jack
just
has
cooked a
the
little
right
bit
to
longer.
his steak well done. Jack has the right to do that. I mean, let's
Yeah, like I
So
said, you
do
can't be
that.
no one can be perfect. We all have our flaws. That's all.
exactly.
Wow.
Look, everybody who goes out to eat with Jack, make sure you know the Heimlich maneuver beforehand, just in case
Lord have mercy.
just in
Are
case
you
he choke.
CPR certified?
Sheesh.
Are you CPR certified?
God.
Jack, you can't be eating this steak with sauce, sir. You just cannot.
He
Yeah,
has to.
yeah. Salt. I
Damn,
mean,
chipping his
salt.
tooth eating that
Sometimes,
steak.
sometimes I use some ketchup, man. I like ketchup on my steak sometimes, man. A1 sauce too, man. You know,
Did
it
you
is what
say
it is, man.
Jack? Did you say ketchup on steak?
Bruh, ain't nothing wrong with ketchup, bruh.
Oh
Ketchup
my
That's
is
no, you're
can be
trolling at
used
this
in
point.
multiple
God.
ways.
I ain't gonna lie. I
This
don't
ain't,
Oh,
bruh,
use ketchup
bruh.
at
Ketchup
This
all.
on
ain't
disgusting.
steak?
cardboard. This is steak. This ain't
That's
cardboard.
disgusting.
Like, what's
Jack,
wrong with it?
Somebody
you're
Everybody watching, I'm
trolling.
Yeah.
sorry, y'all. I'm
Man, I go
sorry.
to a
We
I just
restaurant,
we
threw
get
up in my mouth a
apologize.
little
French
bit.
fries,
We
mashed
apologize.
potatoes,
Coach
man.
Raw didn't say
What
nothing
is
about no
wrong?
steak.
What
you
is
know what?
wrong with that?
You
Ain't
know what?
nothing
You're
wrong with it.
joking. You
I
did
lost
not
my
put
appetite,
ketchup on your
guys. I
steak.
don't want to talk about lunch anymore. I lost my. Thank you, Jack. I
I,
lost my.
I know why
Oh,
he like ketchup so much because he on fries.
oh,
It's never gonna stop.
Sheesh.
It'll always come back around.
Jack has made me a
Fried
better.
man, fried man. Yeah, that's him.
Oh,
Wait,
You
oh,
so
lucky, you lucky I can't respond like I'm supposed to, man. I'm at work right now. You got me, bro.
Yeah, man. Go on drive that forklift. No, that's the fries going off in the background.
oh, wow.
but guys,
Bodie,
I'll
he's
be
gonna
here all week.
Bodie, he's gonna get you later. He's gonna get you later.
Oh, you
Oh,
already know.
oh,
No, he
we.
ain't got nothing in the chamber. I ain't worried about him.
Oh, wow. Ooh, we. Oh
okay,
man,
I have a question.
what you got?
On a more serious note, I know someone put in the chat Tyrod Taylor, which I was like, okay, I didn't even think about that option. So then I looked it up, and he signed a 2-year deal. He's not on a 1-year deal, so technically he's on the Jets contract roster for next season as well. And honestly, if the rumors are true that the Jets might actually make a smart move and come up off of Aaron Rodgers next season, I could see Tyrod staying, for that last year. So I don't know if he's even an option, to be honest.
I'm gonna throw a name out there. I think he's done well as a backup. He's still a young guy too as well. Cooper Rush from the Cowboys.
Mm.
Um,
That's
Mm.
I think he'll be a good guy
I
to
think
tackle
they
the
keep
Falcons.
Cooper, fam.
Yeah, I think they will, especially with Trey Lance's situation and because how valuable he is as a backup. But he's a guy that he has shown Dallas that he can win games without Dak Prescott. Like he can win games without some of his stars in the game. But I think he'll be a decent backup for Michael Penix.
I think
Cowboys
I
fans
think
want Cooper Rush to
I
stay.
think Jerry Jones likes Cooper more than he likes Dak.
I was gonna say that. My uncle's a
That's
Cowboys fan,
crazy.
and he wants Cooper Rush to play over Dak. He's completely given up hope on Dak.
hey.
Maybe being real.
Hey,
I
Bodie,
mean, I'm just saying he never wanted to pay Dak. Let's keep
Yeah.
that 100. He never wanted to pay Dak.
no, he didn't.
So
He
here's
re-
the funny thing: a couple of years ago, I would have told you, let's go after Baker Mayfield. He would have been a solid backup. But
Mm.
now look at Baker Mayfield.
The thing about it is, I would have took him after Cleveland just dropped him like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Then the Panthers did him dirty.
They
mm.
did, but actually, they really helped him out because going to Sean McVay out there with them rounds, that was the best thing to happen to him.
Sure was.
That's a fact.
I
That's
was
a
gonna
fact.
say that same thing. Like, between Baker and look at Sam Darnold, like it was the best thing for them to leave Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Sam Darnold, a lot of people kept giving up on him, but I just remember seeing that talent back in USC because I actually used to watch that school. That school. Yeah, I really did. But anyway, I used to watch Sam Darnold and I seen the arm talent and the it was there, but it just didn't transition. But now he's gotten with the right coaching staff, and these people saying that Sam Darnold is going to be their starting quarterback next year. And this actually reports out there that JJ McCarthy may not even be a Viking next year. So that's another thing too. He didn't even play the snap, and he's a first rounder and may not even be there
Well,
next year.
after the season that Sam Darnold has, you can't not play him again. That man has resurrected his career, and he looks
Absolutely,
damn good out there. So
yeah,
yeah, it's
absolutely,
Sam
guy.
Darnold team.
Yeah, I'm happy for old Sam Darnold, man.
How
Happy
old
for
is Sam Darnold?
Sam. I think he's like 26, 27.
Oh, he's still young.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he's
Like
young
that's,
as hell. That's
what I'm saying.
Sam
Like
Darnold's
Darnold,
team.
he just been around. He just been
Man, that
around
goes to
getting
show,
passed
man. It's
around.
like you just keep
And the Jets messed
treading the
him up.
water.
Yeah, see, like Nathan, like said, he's 27. So that's still you still got he still got plenty of years ahead of him as long as he stay healthy and whatnot.
That's what it's about, man. Just keep. Sometimes in your career or whatever your endeavor is, it's like the first, second, and third opportunity might not be it, but you just got to keep pushing. It's like the donkey that the farmer tried to bury in the well. You just got to shake it
Yep,
off and
shake it
step
off.
up. That's
Add it
it.
under your feet.
That's it. That's
You
it.
hear that, Raheem?
I don't know if y'all knew Kerry had that one in the chamber.
I'm telling you, boy, she
That
waiting
thing
on
was
that
too
one.
quick.
He
Hey,
did. He was waiting.
He
I
was,
like it.
man. I
Hear
want
that,
Raheem to
Raheem?
succeed so bad, man. I really want him to succeed so bad. Honestly, I do, and I just want. I don't know. I hope he can turn it around next season. I really do. That's all.
Like I said, it's a situation where soul searching has to come into play. Like what type of introspection do you have? Like, can you actually sit and look at yourself and say, "Hey, I messed up doing this"? Because if you come back next year and say, "Oh, it just didn't work out this time," I'm still going to do what I'm true to. You're just going to make the same mistake in a different way, and that's going to continue to happen over and over and over again.
That's a fact.
Right.
And speaking of searching, were you able to find what was clogging my pipes when you searched my pipes for the
I
I,
took I took the pipe to Home Depot because I know that you're supposed to use it on your pressure washer to pressure wash the house before you painted it. But you didn't do that before you primed it. Now I got all kind of stuff, so you're gonna have
Oh
to
wow!
figure that out.
I know during this time of
Lost
the
it,
year,
brother.
especially with the Falcons, probably one game away from making the playoffs. We do got to give our thanks and our shout outs to the organization, to Raheem, also to the fabulous crew that works with Bodie over there at the Falcons facility in the bathrooms. You guys did a great job. Uh,
Wow.
you guys did a great job
it,
restocking the paper
it
towels
took a while.
and
It took a while, but you came back around. I was like, where's he going with this?
Oh, oh,
Hey,
wow.
seriously, what are the must dos? And let's talk about Raheem, right? What must he do to be successful? What issues must he address personally and professionally to be successful next year? And Miss Carrie, since you're so spirited, we'll start with you. Give your thought.
Hey Siri, play Kendrick Lamar. Be humble.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Oh wow!
wow.
Mm,
Okay.
mm, mm, mm,
Honestly, though,
mm,
honestly, he has
Terry, you're
to.
in savage mode for
mm,
2025.
Oh, she's
Honestly,
speaking true.
I mean, truly though, I'm joking around, but I'm not. At the same time, like for me, what does he have to do? He has to, like you said, look, take a look in the mirror in the off season. I mean, my big thing is like how I said earlier in the show. I don't expect anybody to be perfect, okay? I'm not perfect. Nobody here is perfect. Raheem's not perfect. It's all about how you respond to your mistakes and, how you correct them. Otherwise, you're going to continue making different mistakes, like Big Lo just said. So for me, so far, I'm not really a fan of the responses he's been getting or he's been giving. Between 92.9 the game, like they're just asking, like, why should the fans have faith in you? And you say, I don't need to answer that. I don't need to, I just don't like that. Like, don't have a big ego. Just just learn from your mistakes, and that's the way we're going to start winning, right? If you don't learn from your mistakes, if you don't humble yourself and realize you're not, the smartest person in the room, or if you are, then you need to get in a new room so you can learn from someone. So for me, I
Don't
just I,
care.
I just want to win. And so for me, in order to win, a lot of our season for me personally, has been coaching. So I get it. It's the first year, but it's all about how you respond and what you do to correct your mistakes. So I'm looking forward to that next season, personally.
I completely agree, Kerry, because and I never listened to that. I never listened to that interview that he had. I heard people talk
Oh, you
about it.
gotta listen to it, honestly.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check it out after I get off of here, because I feel like Raheem Morris. I feel like he goes to karaoke night on Tuesday nights at the Claremont Lounge a little bit too much. And I
Oh,
feel
That,
like
that crazy.
how many times have we seen, you hear about how much time coaches dedicate to their craft and to making sure that the position is in the right the team is in the right position to win. Like, how many times have we heard about Andy Reid having a bed at the facility? You heard about, John Gruden and all these guys always coming up with, different formations, different schemes, and things like that. Like, I was a coach. Like, I'm not coaching now for a reason, because I was spending too much time away from Coach Roney. If I wanted to do it right, like, it would be a situation where I would never be home. And I feel like Raheem Morris, I feel like he relies on his football intellect a little bit too much. Meanwhile, you got guys across the field from you like Dan Quinn saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll just do this," because we know that he's not going to change.
Hmm.
Okay. A1 must do Raheem to get better. Next step, next season.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
To be honest with you, you may have to sit in a room by yourself and deal with yourself. Um, Sometimes the best thing you have to do is give yourself a straightening. So you got to go back to the basics. Like I said, that arrogance, that's got to dial back. The ego's got to dial back, because we still are improving mode. We still have a lot to prove. So honestly, man, you probably got to go back and shoot, man. Just like they were saying in the chat, honestly, man, get in the war room. You got to get in the war room. It's time to, oh, man, you just got to get better, because, I mean, y'all pretty much already don't said everything he really needs to do. It's just, you just got to get better, man. You have to be a better leader of the team, a better decision maker. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, you got to go out there and win, man. You got to play every game like it's your last. You know what I'm saying? You got to coach every game like it's your last. So it goes hand in hand. Just we want winners, man. We're a good fan base here. Like, seriously, we get a lot of crap, but honestly, we just want somebody who is dedicated to winning, somebody who is going to be accountable to his mistakes, and somebody that's going to go out there and be a leader of men and make the right decisions when it's time, when the situation occurs. And we haven't had that, and we're looking for that. And as soon as we get that, I promise you, all the cheering and all that stuff like that, people showing up, all that will happen. But it's got to be consistent, and we just haven't had that. So go be consistent and winning, not losing, not arrogance, and all the other BS.
I can dig it. Bodie, give me your thoughts on Zach Robinson. What's he need to do? What are his must dos to get better for next year?
All right. Can you? Oh, Zach Robinson. Can you guys hear me well?
We can hear you.
Zach
Yeah, just
Robinson.
yeah, just don't drop nothing from it.
Okay. All
Oh
right.
God.
Sheesh. Um. Okay. Zach Robinson. I think the best thing he could do, his must do thing, is basically just learn from this experience. This is the first time play calling. We all knew he was gonna come in and he wasn't gonna be correct the whole year. He had to go through his growing pains, had to learn what worked, what doesn't, how he wants to, what to do in what situations, different things of that nature. I think the must do thing for him is to just keep his ear to everything. Just keep improving, because I've seen gradual improvement from him this year. I've seen him from that first game. And good Lord, that first game, the whole world wanted to fire him after that first game. To now, I'm
it definitely shows that he belongs and that he can grow. And like Big Low said, I think keep giving Big Low credit because he keep talking about me, but you make great points. Um, uh, you you said that he might have had a better first year than Shanahan did his first season, and I see that to be true. Um, he's got great potential to be innovative. He just gotta switch it up. He gotta be innovative. He gotta be more. Can't be predictable. Not there were times he was predictable this year, um, but I think even Chris said he had a limited playbook because of the quarterback play. But Zach Robinson is on the right path. I think he just needs to learn, just keep learning, getting better, and keep innovating. Keep innovating your offense. Don't be stagnant. Don't be Mike Bobo. Please, good God, don't be Mike Bobo.
Mm, mm, mm. Mike, oh,
Look, I ain't gonna say nothing about Mike Bobo because me and Mike Bobo ran the spades table all night one night earlier or in the summer last summer. So that's my homeboy.
And did he keep reneging too?
Oh
Well,
wow.
see, the thing about him when he reneged, he was like, "Hey, my bad, y'all, my bad." You know,
Oh wow. Oh wow. Jack Spade, you out there?
Yeah, I think the first thing they have to do to get better is find Bodie another barber. That's definitely
Oh
the first
wow.
thing to do this year.
Oh
wow.
wow.
Hairlines getting a little bit like LeBron.
Let me
Oh,
interrupt. This is
Oh,
from
All right,
someone
I'm
with
sorry.
no hair and
Maybe
wears a hat
Bronny.
all the time. But okay.
She, she.
dang.
Second thing they got to
Oh,
do, they got to find Big Low a better golf swing because
oh,
he keep aiming for the woods. We're trying to play on the
wow.
fairway.
Dang. Oh,
Um, Otherwise than that,
Sheesh.
I think they'll be all right. You got to play mistake-free football next year. If you're going to bring the core back and get everything rolling, I think we're ready for it. Zach Robinson has kind of shown, like I think A1 mentioned earlier. I mean, we can go touchdown, for touchdown for quite a lot of these games this year. I think the Denver game and Seattle game was the only two that they really, put a punishing on us. But
mm,
you just gotta look at the positives next year. I try not to look at the negatives, but then again, the negatives do come with every single team in football. Even the Chiefs had some flaws on their team this year. But we have to just get better. I mean, we were so close. I mean, we're still so close. There's like one game left, but we were at one point so close from, outrunning the South, which I was told at the beginning of the season. But a couple guys got robbed from the Pro Bowl.
oof,
yes.
I'm kind of upset about that. But then again, I'm kind of upset about Koo missing kicks in New Orleans too. So it is what it is at this point. We just have to just play to get better. I mean, it's going to be another season. You saw what happened to Georgia last night. So now, with the Falcons don't make the playoffs and Georgia's out. We got Braves coming back. The Hawks are looking real good right now. So it's time to start going to those Hawks games again. But for the most part, I'm always going to be a fan of this team. I'm always going to rock with this organization. But next year, you just got to be, got to play a little bit more mistake-free football. You got to watch that clock. Clock management is big. And you just got to put Penix in a good position to win. I see a lot of these up-and-coming quarterbacks that's winning right now. Penix can be one of them too. But there are some, some I's we have to dot and some T's we have to cross in the offseason. Players going to be in the building, players out the building. But at the end of the day, I'm still here as a fan, regardless. Rise up.
rise
Love
up
it.
indeed.
rise
Rise
up.
up.
Rise
Rise
up. Yeah.
up.
So
He
guys,
will.
we're about at time. So hey, thank you all for joining us. Those in the chat who joined us, you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be with us. Thank you for joining us. Again, please like, share, and subscribe at For My ATL Sports 1 at YouTube. Say again, that is For My ATL Sports 1 at YouTube so that we can continue to bring you this great content and have discussions like this with this wonderful panel. Jack Spade, we're
And
going to start.
for the detective that's in the chat monitoring to see if Bodie's here for stealing those pallets off at
Oh,
85. He's here.
wow. Oh,
He's
wow.
here.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, Jack, tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
Mm, mm,
Hey
mm.
man, one time for the fan with Kerry, with Bodie, with T Will. Sunday nights, Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 9. Friday morning breakfast at One Time for the Fan at 9. Missed the show this morning, but had a great time chatting with you all today. But we have pop-up shows too as well. A lot more in-depth content this year. I know a lot of fans, they love our live podcast and people are asking for more. I'm definitely making a lot of time on my schedule to, make sure that I can bring the content that you guys need. Carrie, wonderful job with One Time for the Fan. You can always see her on social media. She's always speaking the facts. T. Will, what you're doing with For My ATL Sports, you're doing a great job. And, Bodie 3000, man, he's A1 from day one, man. So big shout out to all the content creators. Big shout out to everybody who's out here, still believing in this team. At the end of the day, we all we got, man. So rise up to you all. I am Jack Spade, One Time for the Fan. Also, big shout out to the Rise Up Tour fan club. We're back on the road next season. San Francisco, Arizona. Possible to go international too as well. Hopefully, we might be able to go overseas. New England, New York, Carolina, Tampa, New Orleans. And yeah, man, the Rise Up Tour does big and great things, man. I can't wait to see everything that's going to be rolled out this season. So rise up to everybody, and see y'all soon, man.
Rise up and
Yeah,
good
we
job.
know we
Sure,
got
rise
one
up.
thing. One
Rise
thing
up.
you don't have is a hairline. So yeah, we
Oh,
got.
Oh,
that's not necessary. You know what? Unnecessary roughness on Bodie. 15 yards.
Sheesh.
Unnecessary talking about Jack Line. That ain't right, man. That ain't, come on now. Come on, Bodie.
Hey,
Come
he
on.
said I was selling Pradas on the highway.
I remember that. I remember that next time you called me from Texaco off Bouldercrest, talking about you need that $10.
Oh,
Uh, you know, you know, Jack still think he one of them YN selling water on the side of the highway, charging $20 for.
oh,
Hey, big bro. Hey,
why
big bro.
reference. Not the why.
Hey, big bro.
So Bodie.
not the
Carrie's
80,
just laughing
bro.
with her hand in the sand. She's laughing at all you broke people in this
Oh,
chat. No, I'm just playing.
At least let me get a donation. Just give me $1.
oh my
Hey,
goodness.
living that Florida
That's
life,
crazy
man.
work.
Oh my goodness.
Florida.
Bodie, I understand that you have something in the works. Share with us what you can about your new upcoming project, if you will, sir.
All
Are you
right.
singing now?
Well. Okay.
No, I told him he had a voice for radio.
Yeah,
Man.
you
I ain't
threw
know
me
he was
off.
gonna
I ain't
get
gonna
up
lie.
jazzy
You threw
today.
me off. You threw me off with that one. But yes, so I'm starting my YouTube channel called Bodie's Best.
Oh,
Real
man.
soon.
Okay.
It's supposedly I'm discussing all NFL because I'm an NFL connoisseur. Of course, we know I'm a diehard Falcons fan, but I'm discussing all NFL, and we just we're gonna talk about news. We're gonna talk about stats. We're gonna talk about everything over there. That's the plan right now. So it's
Okay.
coming real soon. So yeah, y'all keep an eye out for that.
Man, congrats, Bodie.
Well,
Hey,
congratulations,
yo,
Bodie,
let
and
me tell
look
you
at
something.
Thank you.
Y'all definitely got to check out Bodie's
Congrats, Cody.
podcast when it drops, man. Bodie be talking the facts. He knows the not man. He knows the ins and outs of the game. I'm telling you, man. Bodie is a knowledgeable brother when it comes to talking sports. So this podcast is gonna be crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. Bodie, you doing
Great
big
stuff.
things, man. I'm proud of you, Bodie. Proud of you.
So, for
I
sure.
appreciate
Yeah.
that, man. Thank y'all. Thank all y'all.
Amen. And Bodie, look at man, I can't wait for it to drop. So please let me know. I'm excited. I can't wait for your content. And look at we know you're all gonna do well, man. We all believe,
Definitely.
and
Definitely.
look, you've done it before. You built up One Time for the Fan. So we know you can go out and do your own, man. And hey, we're just wishing you much success.
Yes,
Uh
sir.
Miss Carrie, tell these folks where they can find you.
You can find me on One Time for the Fan. I'm gonna be there on Sunday night. I think we're going live at 8 o'clock. I'm hoping we are going to be, you know, having high praise for a miracle, God's work on Sunday night when we
Hey,
go live,
hey,
and not a
hey.
disaster. But that's what I'm hoping. Some kind of miracle. We'll be talking about on the show Sunday night, and then yeah. As far as talking Falcons, I just talk Falcons on Twitter, so you can find me my name Carrie Carrie Lynn LYNNXOX. Thank you guys for having me.
And thank you for joining us. And it was a plum pleasing privilege and a pleasure. Big Low Not that we don't already know, but tell these folks where they can find you. What in the world, Bo?
What in the world,
Country,
bro?
country. Do you want to mention what we got working on now? Or you want to wait off on, or hold off on?
No, 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 no. We gonna hold off on that, Jack. We just gonna
All
hit
right.
him with. We gonna hit him with the wham. Yeah,
Sheesh, not the
we gonna
wham.
hold off on that. Speaking of that, Jack, did you get that Christmas present I sent you?
I did not. What? Where you send it?
Yeah, I sent it to your house. I sent you some string to tie to your hammer, so you don't have to keep going back down the line.
I fell for that.
I knew that was.
Hey man, look at here. My name's Big Low Country. I'm just old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. Look, first of all, y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to For My ATL Sports. T. Will doing great things over here. Great conversation. Just a genuine great guy. One time for the fan, was I consider myself like an unofficial one timer. I slide in every now and then, but great content, great energy over there. A1 forever. He's just he's generational. He's generational talent. Great content. And just another great person. Look, I enjoy talking with y'all, man. I was sitting here bored at work, and thank you so much, T. Will, for extending that invite, man. I definitely appreciate it.
You are always welcome, brother. And look, you can consider yourself an unofficial member of For My ATL Sports 1 2. Matter of fact, everybody on the panel can. So hey,
Dad, go.
all good.
My mate.
All right, there we go.
All
I'm
good.
just
Hey,
saying, Big Low bored at work because he ain't doing no work on my roof.
oh wow.
Lord have mercy.
Oh wow. Oh, he's
I'm sorry, you threw that out there.
firing. He's
You
Oh
firing
threw it out
like
man,
there.
a Gatling gun. Just
No,
brrrr.
no,
Oh
I'm
man.
dad,
done.
go.
Put it.
Man.
Hey, Country is right though. He is one of the unofficial members of One Time for the Fan. And next time, if you can park the car in the driveway after you wash it, Country,
Oh
you can
wow.
refill
Oh
Lord
wow.
have mercy.
Oh wow. All this content creator violence, man.
I'm
Wow.
telling you, man. I'm telling you.
I
Look,
don't
I'm
know
just
what's
mad because Carrie didn't bring the croissant. That's
Oh,
that's all I'm saying.
that.
Like we
Eric
we
got to
got
bring the
Wait,
together
wait, 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 wait. Say it again. Say it again.
the croissant,
the
The
croissant.
croissant.
the croissant.
You heard him.
Every time we
No,
get together, like Carrie supposed to bring the croissant, and she
Oh
slipped
man.
it. Like, come on, Carrie. What in the
Oh
world?
man.
no.
Yeah.
Seriously, I gotta shout out Big Low because honestly, you guys gotta check out his channel. Everyone in the chat, if you, I'm sure you already do, but honestly, anytime the Falcons lose, I don't want to listen to respectfully any press conference about the loss. I have to wait like a day or two before I can listen to it, listen to excuses. You know where I go? I go directly to Big Low's channel and listen to his
Oh
post game emergency coaches meeting because
Emergency
he
coaches meeting.
always, yes,
Mhm.
he always makes you laugh. Like honestly, he'll bring you up, like he'll make you feel better and he'll make you laugh despite being upset about the Falcons like loss. So shout out to
man,
him.
thank you so much, Carrie. Yes, I appreciate that.
Sure.
Amen. Amen. A1, my
Mhm.
brother one. My brother from another. A1, tell these folks where they can find you, man.
Hey man, first and foremost, I'm glad to be able to share this panel with you guys today, man. Definitely didn't expect to be on here still at 134, but hey, it was a great conversation, and that's just that's how it works. So I'm happy, thankful for that. Thank you for the invite, T. Will, up here with Big Low and one time for the fan. It's in full strength, and man, it was a great conversation. Shout out to the chat as well. Please like, comment, and subscribe over here at A1 Forever Sports. We're trying to grow this channel much as we possibly can at a rapid pace. Twitter and Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Hey, man, again, thank y'all for having me. Make sure y'all find y'all peace today because y'all already know about that positive energy and how it always creates elevation. That's what we got to try to find moving forward.
Amen. And to that point, Chris, look at early this week, you had a lot of Falcon fans that were upset and they were going off on each other on Twitter. I think we stayed off of it for a couple of days. And all I have to say about that is this, guys, we're on the same team, right? We're on the same team. We are on the same team. We're all upset. We're all hurt. We're all rooting for the Falcons. But when you take it personal and you attack other Falcon fans, like that's just ridiculous. It's not that serious. It is not that serious. And look it, We need to do better. We need to do better, guys. You know what I mean? Why are you getting mad at each other? Look, I don't have to agree with you, and you don't have to agree with me. We can agree that this season has sucked. Now, if the Falcons make the playoffs, great, but it is not that serious that we have to attack each other and make death threats. What you got? Grow up, okay? Grow up. If you out there and you got to threaten somebody's life, maybe you need to reconsider some stuff because it ain't worth it. Okay?
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
not worth it. You need to grow up. There are bigger tragedies in life. There are
Yes.
people in here every day in droves. We lost 10 of them in New Orleans the other day. It ain't that serious. Grow up. Okay? This is real. So
Yeah.
look, the game sucked. It sucked that we lost. We will wake up. We will be back hopefully this year in the playoffs. But if not, we'll be back next year and we'll do this thing all over again. But in all seriousness, hey man, let's take it easy on each other. All this Falcon on Falcon, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Okay. I'm
Yep.
not judging anybody. Whether you can feel how you want to feel. That's the beautiful thing about America, people. You got the right to feel however you want to feel. But you know what you don't have? Your right ends where mine begins. We don't have
Mhm.
to respect to disagree. And that's all I got to say about that. Everybody on the panel, thank you. Again, you can find me at One Time for the Fan on Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 9, Friday mornings typically at 9 a.m. You can find me on the Bird Game Tuesday nights at 5:30 p.m. And you can find me on For My ATL Sports. And we are making changes on Monday morning, Wednesday morning, and Thursday morning. We will have 3 morning shows during the week. So thank you all for joining. Appreciate everybody. Rise up. Hopefully, we'll be back here Sunday talking. What'd you say, Carrie? A miracle, and
I believe in
Yeah. Right.
miracles.
Miracle, yeah.
Oh, do miracles. Oh.
hey, it's all good. You had it's
Bodie,
okay.
what's that noise? You back there painting? You back there painting?
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey, everybody, rise up, guys.
Rise up. Thank you.
You
Rise
guys,
up.
Happy Friday. Have a
Up.
good weekend.
happy
Yes,
Friday.
sir.